Get all my legal disclaimers off the screen now because I don't need them. Alright. Cool beans. So, we are back at it. Currently, we're just at the tail end of part 3 of book 2. So we're in book 2 is Merchants of the Void. You guys are nearing the end of part 3, which is Enemy of the Empire. You guys got a fair amount done last time. You've been trying to get these like odd jobs around mainly Vesk 2 and Vesk 3 in the Veskarium system. There has been limited contact with a couple of key NPCs. Let me get my NPC lists back out. You did start getting some messages, Scorpio, from your sister, so that would be Shotzi Blackheart over here. You guys had a interaction with Ishoivo Fireheart, who is this fine Vesk fellow. And that kind of started your guys' descent into this strange discussion about the Adamant Scale. Being this kind of like pseudo paramilitary force that the Veskarium doesn't appear to be in control of them, but they do a lot of work in theory farthering the Veskarium, but they're certainly very shady. Certainly more shady than the Blackheart group that Scorpio and Shotzi are from. Blackheart, sorry. So at first they wanted you to go and seek out someone they claimed was a like war criminal, Agavana Oathbreaker. They said that she was like a deserter and she unleashed this crazy hellfire toxin on a city, and now people call her like the Butcher. You tracked down a few different leads, going to Gaskar 3, talking to this dude Jask. You fought a few robots who are Charity Mark 2 and Mark 3. Had a bit of a gunslinger vibe to them. But you were able to get enough evidence to track your prey to a place called the Liberator's Sanctum, an old temple of Weidon. On the way there, you fought a crazy Hollow Fang creature that was hovering under the bridge, and then snuck your way into the Butcher's facility. Although after some careful sneaking and investigation, it seems like a lot of this was probably a lie from Fireheart and the people working with him. Which was certainly notable. Sorry, I'm out of breath here. Certainly was notable for Shaw, as a lot of this was linking back to perhaps those who had sent your dropship into combat when things went wrong all those years ago. But you talked with her more. She introduced herself. You now know her as Agavana Stoneblood. She is indeed not someone who is using the Hellfire Toxin, not some crazy agent. But it looks like she was researching a cure here. She told you guys about the Adamant Scale, the faction within the Veskarium. And she claims that it was them who turned this bug, the Zyapede, into deadly Hellfire Toxin. You could tell that she had experienced it firsthand. She is a type of undead now, known as a Borai. Basically a corpse whose spirit was able to re-inhabit its own corpse very quickly after death, although they still remain undead. You all were convinced by her arguments and agreed that, you would let her get out of here. She said she had, transportation on the way. Turned out to be the Winterhorn and their crew. Winterhorn, your guys' rivals. They decided to, you guys, talked it out. They loaded her up. And then as they were getting ready for takeoff, a pair of BMC Maulers streaked by. The smaller craft currently on the screen over here. They scooted off in orbit, shouting back at you. Their captain asked if you guys could get them off your backs, and they would owe you a favor. So you guys got to your ship, the Tuna, and blasted off as quickly as possible. You've been engaging the pair of them in combat ever since. trying to stop them from targeting and destroying the Wintermorn. So we left off last time. I'm going to close some of this other stuff. We're going to start at the top of a round of Starship Combat. Of the two ships, this one over here, you guys have certainly damaged already. The one back here has not really taken a lot of damage, perhaps a little bit of superficial shield stuff, but nothing major. The Wintermorn has taken a few hits, but appears to be holding strong for now. That was a lot of information, but we did have, big week, off week in the middle of that because I had to go do a work thing. Are there any questions from last time? All right, fair enough. In that case, we can get right into it. Let me get my notes out for the BMC Maulers. There we go. Okay. So we are going to start. Whoops. Close that. Start our first round of combat. Let's go to engineering. So does our new android engineer, Fine, who's been tagging along with the crew now, what are you thinking?
I think I'm probably just going to go for divert to weapons again.
Divert to engines? Alright. Go ahead and give me your engineering check on that.
Not engines, weapons, just to be...
Oh, to weapons, sorry, yeah, go ahead and do that. That should be a success, I believe. Diverting engines, 10. Yeah, that's absolutely a success. So, working at your control station, Refine, the generator, winds up to power. Again, you guys had to shut down your kind of non-essential systems, like the labs on the ship, to power all of this. And all ones for damage dice this time will be treated as twos.
Cool.
All right. Going off of that, what was that?
No, just saying cool. Sounds good.
All right, cool. Let's go to the helm phase. Starting off with any sort of science officer stuff or captain stuff. Anyone jumping in on any of those before we get to the piloting, the meat of this phase. Alrighty, and because I can jump in with his stats. I think I'm going to encourage the gunner with some of the captain actions in the gunnery phase using Roland. Alright. So let's do our piloting check then, Shaw.
Alright, I'm gonna use one of the computer modifiers for this one, so +1.
Go for it. Pretty easy DC to beat right now. They did not roll exceptionally well.
Come on.
Hopefully I didn't just jinx you, we'll find out.
Do I do helm phase initiative? Yes?
Yes, that should be correct.
Oh, come on.
That's on me. I jinxed that. I walked into that.
First roll of the night is a natural 1. Okay.
I was saying that because they rolled a 2 on the dice.
Alright.
Alright, so you'll
Hopefully
be
I still
first.
beat their... Hopefully I still don't beat their initiative, alright.
No, they got higher than 11. Alright, well, fuck me. The Wintermorn also got a nat 1. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the Wintermorn is going to have to move first, then the Tuna, then the 2 you're in combat with. So let's start with the Wintermorn. I think they're just going to rotate and try to keep burning this way. Tuna, where are you going to be maneuvering towards?
Alright, so... Alright, I'm going to move us 1, 2, 3, 4... Alright. I'm gonna move us to just behind them. If I can't get a good beat on these guys, I'm gonna try to at least
Ooh, take
force them
the-
into a position where they have to take a shot at us.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I prefer to move more aggressively, but I don't know where they're going. And safe bet is after our target. So
I would say, I think even in character, that's a pretty safe bet. They seemed very focused on that, only diverting to stop you guys when it was like impeding their work.
and then rotate slightly, so that way if they get too close, I can try and get a missile lock on them.
All right. That is
Give
gonna
Scorpio a
be
missile lock on them.
the Maulers. Let's see. I think at least one.
And I would take the evasive action.
Gotcha.
I need to roll a piloting check. I have to beat 16, right?
Yes, I believe that is your current DC.
Alright, can I do a little better this time? Much more better. Alright, so +2 to both evasions, I think? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, so AC and target lock. Okay.
All right, nice. Okay. The one on your left, Tuna, kind of just streaks by and is clearly trying to, like, outpace you to get to Wintermorn. The one way in the back... Alright. The one in the back... zigzagging down to zip up, trying to target the Tuna as well. So we are going to go into the gunnery phase. Alright. And the starships, yeah, they fire in the same order in which their pilots acted. So the Wintermorn... God, I have like 8 tabs open for this fight. The Wintermorn does not have a lot of rear-facing weaponry, unfortunately. But they do have their, like, gravity clamps, which they'll probably go for to try to jerk this thing around a little bit. Let's see. That is not going to do it, though. Which is going to bring us to the Tuna.
See in our forward arc?
Yes, he would be, I believe, on the split.
All right. So Scorpio, you got 4 more missiles.
All right.
And the captain is going to jump in and try and do trying to encourage you here.
All right, I'll go ahead.
Let's see. Rolling.
Sights, and as he sees it lock on. All right.
And I think we still have one computer use left that hasn't been used, so you can add a +1 onto this.
All right, I'll go ahead and add that on. So it locks on. He says, "All right, missile away."
And that's going to be exactly a success from Roland on a 15. So you're adding 1 from the computer, and then 2 more from Roland, so we're going up to a 16. Let's see, check their TL for the BMC Mauler. 16 is not quite going to do it as it jerks to the side and the missile goes wide. Alright. Now it is their turn. Though we're going to start with the one behind you guys, who is going to attempt he's firing a plasma cannon and the tactical nuke launcher at you guys at penalties here. Light plasma cannon. That is going to be a... does a 19 hit your AC?
So, with my piloting, it's 22, so no.
Okay.
For AC or TL?
Plasma cannon is AC. The missile launcher.
All right, so my TL is 20, or excuse me, my AC is 20 right now, because it's not, for some reason, it's not showing my piloting modifier on the AC.
You're still good then. They got a 19, so just below. As the plasma like kind of scorches a line down your hull paint.
And actually, it would be 22 because I took the evasion as well.
The missile launcher, on the other hand, I'm gonna say for cinematic purposes, on that Nat 1, you see it misfire, and it does launch, but detonates enough that you see some of the systems on that rear one begin to look injured. It's just an absolute fail of a nuke. Alright, the one over here.
That's a sentence no one ever wants to hear.
Yeah, not ideal. Gonna try the same thing. Let's see if he's got any better luck. Okay. Missile launcher will go wide, not hit their TL. The plasma cannon will hit their AC on the Wintermorn. That's gonna be 7 damage to their rear shields.
Could have been worse.
All right. My notes on here. There we go. Okay. All right. End of the round. Let's go back to the top. Any engineering actions here?
All right. I think once again, it's just going to be divert.
Okay.
To weapons.
All right. Give me that engineering roll. Get that power flowing. Oh, absolutely. You are making this power core dance under your administrations here. All right. Let's go into our piloting phase. Sorry, helm phase. Their pilots don't really have anything to do with science. These guys are very military. Not a lot to do there, so let's try to make our rolls again.
Alright, add the computer to this.
The computer. Alright, I got 1 dice for the Wintermorn, 1 dice for the BMC Maulers.
There we go.
Oh, fucking smashed it. Okay. Excellent breakdown this time. Fighters are moving first, then the Wintermorn, then you. Alright, I think one fighter is just going to try, like, it's just right on the Wintermorn's tail. The other one is going to be flanking kind of up here. And just trying to keep you guys in his firing picture. Might be a little bit hard, because you guys are going to obviously get to move here. The Wintermorn. Let me double check. It's... Yeah, it's got 10 speed, but it's... I need to roll to see if they were able to up their turn ratio. Okay, they were. Alright, so the Wintermorn's going to kind of radio you guys. And be like, alright, let's do a loop. Let's pin them in.
Roger that.
Alright. That should be just inside their firing arc. Alright. Tuna, where are you moving in?
Alright, so... Ben, if I move...
Yes.
to that hex, will I be outside of the other one's firing arc?
I believe
Or
so.
still not
yes.
quite?
Let me see. Oh, computer freaked out there. Yes, you should be able to.
Alright, then I'll do that and then loop in so that we can kind of wedge the other one between the two of us.
Hell yeah. Alright, you make your way down there.
And... neither fighter's facing us right now then, right?
No, they're going to have very few options here. Their forward and aft guns are no use. They're going to have to do... actually, they don't even have a turret here, so the one down there is going to get nothing. This guy was able to keep the Wintermorn in his firing picture, even if not you. So they'll be firing here.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, they're going to do plasma and then the launcher. Because these guys are not known for restraint.
Most fighter pilots aren't.
Okay. The laser's absorbed by the Wintermorn's shields. The launcher You see a fiery white hot ball quickly fades to orange, yellow, then red, then nothing as the heat dissipates in space. But they did take that missile launcher. You can definitely tell it went through their shields. Noticeable damage on the Wintermorn. This guy is just effed. He literally can't shoot anyone right now. No one's to his aft flak launcher. No one's to the front guns. So we're going to skip right by him and go to the Wintermorn. I think this is the first time Wintermorn's been in a position to use its more powerful guns. And they put a lot of their money into one big weapon. You see these two laser beams begin to power up on their front sponsons and boom, link together into one beam firing at this guy. Who already had lowered front shields. That is going to be a hit. Dramatic punch through the hull. That one is looking very, very injured as the laser bursts out the other side. That is the only shot they can make right now. So now it is the Tuna. What are you thinking?
Should be an arc for the missile launcher. So choose your weapon, Mark. Scorpio.
All right, missile away.
Here we go. The +1. Oh, and I'll jump in as the captain again and do it. Encourage. Yeah, that'll fucking do it. So an extra +2 on that. Oh,
yes!
Baby! And that was one that was already injured as well. Alright, the high explosive missile launcher streaks away. Almost 0 time till impact. You're so close relatively now. In a detonating fireballs of green and yellow, the first Mauler goes down.
Gets one down.
Hell of a
Good shot. Great shot, Scorpio.
I think you hear Dizzy, the engineer that's been flirting a bit with Scorpio, just like on the comms, like woo, just fucking like screaming about it. And then probably Jinx, they're like uber serious, like the really tall, skinny pilot, just like shut up, focus. All right, let's toss it back to the top. There we got a very badly injured one and one taken out by a critical strike to their engines. Anyone doing any engineering actions? The crew of the Wintermorn are definitely gonna try to get their divert to their shields.
Yeah, I'm gonna once again divert. You know what? This time I'm gonna divert to one sec. I have a lot of scrolling I have to do.
It's okay. It's only the second time you've ever done Starship combat. Understandable. Well, I guess first technically, but 2 sessions.
All right. I'm going to send to engines.
Sent to engines? Nice. Alright, go ahead and make an engineering check. See if you can boost them. Oh, that'll most assuredly do it. And I believe that's going to boost the speed by 2, if I recall?
Yeah.
Alright, nice. You can kind of like feel the control system shaking under your hands, Shaw. It's like, oh, there's a lot of energy under the hood right now. Alright, let's jump to our helm action. The Wintermorn is going to do some stuff on their end. Okay. Then now let's do our piloting checks to determine our order.
Alright, I'm going to use the computer boost.
Alright.
Jaw feels the power coursing through it and just goes, talk to me, sweetheart.
Press back in your seat as you accelerate. That is very good. Alright. So it is going to be, yeah, same as last time. It's going to be fighter pilot that's left fighting first, then Wintermorn, or moving first, then Wintermorn, then you. Alright. This dude is, let's see, he's gonna do a little loop-de-loop here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, All right. Just trying to prop himself up in the back, giving enough room to fire. Does a quick little loop, hoping that'll keep at least one of you guys in his sights clearly. Let's get the Wintermorn moving. Wintermorn, I think, sees that one's injured, and you hear their captain saying, like, all right, we'll leave this one to you two, and I should be able to finish it off. They're going to try to start making way out of the system.
Acknowledged.
Okay, there we go. All right. Now it is going to be Tuna.
All right. You said that they got a good laser shot on this guy. His shields are down.
Yeah, that's the one they punched a hole through with their laser. Forward shields. You didn't scan it yet, but that is where he took the hit. So unless he was really good at like getting that back up, it might still be bad.
Okay.
Yeah, and you got an extra 2 hexes to work with right now.
Which is like half the map with this. We already have the most powerful engines we can on this thing.
I need to like.
All right.
I had another Starship map uploaded. I'll just expand this one later. But this is like the smaller scale one. I had a large scale one that I don't.
All right. So Ben, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trace my path here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna do is I'll so Scorpio ready on that turret. We're gonna give him a little flyby.
Oh hell yeah!
Copy that.
We're gonna go up and then around, so we're overhead, so neither his forward or his aft guns can get at us as close as we can.
Brutal.
Nice.
Banking around him, kind of hovering up there in that third dimension. Out of sight of all 3 of the Mauler's guns. Which means he is in a very poor position now. And I believe all of his guns are currently out of range of the Wintermorn. Unfortunate. Which basically leaves him open to fire from the Tuna. As you close in for the kill.
Right.
Definitely going to do a Encourage again as Roland. Excuse me. That'll be a pass. You get an extra +2. I don't think that's going to do it. So 10 from the computer, 13. That is not going to get through their defenses. Alright. One last round then. We'll start with our engineering actions. This guy's going to try to do something on his ship, but I doubt he'll be able to. Confirmed, he is not able to. Refine, what about you?
Just divert 2 guns again.
Alright. Nailing down that extra damage. Oh yeah, baby, that'll do it. Alright, all 1s to 2s for damage. Wintermorn's pretty much gonna just get the fuck out of here in a second, but let's go for our piloting checks. I'm rolling real bad for my NPCs this time.
I didn't roll. I didn't click the token. Sorry. Either way, I didn't roll much better.
Well, they let's see. You are just barely going to be beating them out then on an @1 for them.
Wow.
Wintermorn did the best, so they'll move last, but they're realistically just moving in a straight line anyway. So let's start with our Mauler. What the hell is he going to do to you guys? I think he is going to desperately try to head off the Wintermorn. Doesn't want that person to escape. So full beans to the engines. And now it is the Tuna.
Cool. All right, I need to make a piloting check here. Oh wait, that's.
And Wintermorn will go last,
C21.
but they're booking it out of here basically. I do a maneuver.
I'm thinking about it. I need to see if it doesn't rotate. That's. I was gonna flip and burn, but do I have enough rotation to turn normally to come around after him?
What's your good handling right now? So 1 per hex.
Yeah, we have good maneuverability.
Yeah, I think you'd be able to. You wouldn't get as close, but
I just need to be able to. I don't need to get close. I just need to get him within a missile lock.
yes, then you should be able to. So you go 1, and then rotate it up. Go another one. Rotate it straight up at 90. Go 1 more. Rotate it that way. Yeah, you should be able to for sure. All right.
Because I could flip and burn, but it was a DC 21, and I didn't want to risk that.
Yeah, that's fair. That might not have been worth the risk.
And then I'll use the rest of my movement, because that was, what, 6, 7 squares?
Yeah, that was 7, I think.
Move there, and then we should be rotated to give within a missile lock.
All right. Order of operations for shooting. He is desperately going to launch one last missile and plasma up at the Wintermorn. Is going to hit with the plasma, but not enough to burn through their shields. Wintermorn, let me see actually if he's close enough for this to work. Yes, Wintermorn is going to attempt to use their magnetic rake to push him back closer to you guys. Which he does fail that piloting check. So he's going to be moved a little bit closer to the tuna. And I guess that would have been last, but we'll just say for flavor, she shoves him back towards you. Alright, Tuna's turn.
Alright, missile away!
And presumably I'll try to encourage. Oh my goodness.
God, what is it with this?
I do not know.
That's the second 3 in a row.
Good lord.
Last
hey,
missile.
you could probably, that's the one missile. Could you get someone on the turret separately? If you abandon engineering?
It's 5 closer. Well, the turret's online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has to choose one weapon or the other, unless he wants to. He could fire both, but we're too far for the chain gun right now anyway.
All right. Let's see one more. See if you guys can close it.
All right.
Alright, start with our start their engineering checks. Go ahead for yours are fine.
One sec. Does anyone have a preference where they want me to send anything?
I feel like the weapons, that way if we score a hit, we're not as likely to get dinged by ones.
Okay,
Sure.
weapons it is. That did not go well.
Alright. Cool. Third, good lord. Alright, so yeah, no extra 1s to 2s. Going to piloting. Let's see what Tuna's is. Wintermorn, what is the range? Maybe they'll
Better.
rotate and make a laser burst. Okay, so it's gonna be Wintermorn, then the vehicle, then you. I'm gonna double check the length on the twin laser here. It is long range.
20 hexes, I believe.
So that should be fine. So it's gonna move first. Whoops. The Wintermorn, I think, will try a flip and burn. Does succeed. Jinx does an insane loop here to turn back around and get them within their firing arc. And now it'll be Tuna as well.
Nothing for it. Straight at him.
Boom. All power to the engines.
So,
Oh yeah, fucking boxing them in here.
And if you want to try it, Mark, Scorpio, he's close enough for a double tap if you want to try.
All right.
Alright, let's see. Order of operations for who fired. He is going to try to fire at the Wintermorn. He's actually, I think, going to go his plasma at them and the flak thrower at you guys. So we'll start with flak thrower. That is going to be 23, so that will hit.
Oh, yeah.
D4s. Let me grab those. Gross. So annoying to pick up off my desk, I swear to God. Alright, that's gonna be 9 damage to you guys. As just a stream of heated metal starts to shred the front of your shields. Plasma.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
Board shields are still holding.
Hell yeah.
With 2 hit points left.
Plasma will hit the Wintermorn. They did do the thing where they evenly distribute their shields, so this might punch through and do a bit of damage. Okay, will punch through. Wintermorn is looking a bit worse for the wear right now. But they are going to be firing next. And they're going to go for that plasma strike. Or not plasma, sorry, laser strike. That does indeed hit. Which is going to be for their specialized one. It's a 68. Holy shit. I was going to say I didn't think it'll finish
Annihilates
off, but
it.
yeah, you kind of like dive the ship down a little bit so the beam doesn't skewer you. But they punch stem to stern through this thing, and it comes to a smoking halt out in space. Damn, they rolled high on that damage roll. All right. With that out of the way, first things first. Let's get you guys some XP. That should be an additional 300 for each of you.
Nice.
It's the only thing more delicious than my extra toasty Cheez-Its is XP.
Yummy XP.
XP flavored cheeses?
I feel like XP would be bubbly tasting.
I'll drink to that.
All right. You guys are hailed by the Wintermorn as they start to power up their drift drives. And as they do, like, all right, we owe you all one. As much as I hate to admit it. All right, stay safe out here. And with that, go ahead.
Oh, I would say before we do, it's like Scorpio wouldn't say anything himself, but it's like he would see, he would sort of like just get into the image real quick so he could see Dizzy, and he does like the motion with his finger, with his pinky and his thumb, and he just mouths to Dizzy just.
What does he mouth? Oh, he's typing it.
Call me.
Oh, okay. I think you probably get like a text on your comm pad that's like, all right, later. Not like later as in goodbye, but like, yeah, later, I'll call you.
I'll just respond with the thumbs up.
react to the text. Oh yeah. All right, Neva Rovo bids you guys farewell as you punch on out of here. As you guys take a second to gather yourselves in the ship. Last session, I believe you guys did talk about needing to go collect Tarika at some point.
I think we were just at least going to talk to her or something at least.
And she is able to reach you guys now.
Oh, did we ever decide what we're going to do with the bits of the charity robot?
Oh, right, you hauled it on board right at the end there, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you decided for sure.
I think we'll probably just go to Shaw and Scorpio and say, what should I do with the dead robot?
Well,
Go ahead.
we know how to contact this person. I know that she seemed quite attached. Maybe we can figure something out later. We do have a nice tech lab on board.
Okay. I'll just have me and Espia kind of drag the pieces over the tech lab.
I'll lean over towards Shaw and I'll say like, "Hey, it's a, I know this may seem like a weird question, but like, are robots actually like alive or dead? Like, how does that work?"
Shaw kind of tilts his head, thinks hard about this. Like, I don't rightly know. I know androids certainly are. I don't know if. I'll have to think on that. I don't know.
I think you would at least know that like SROs are a thing as well as androids, sentient robotic organisms.
Don't know about matters of the soul, but certainly they have matters of the mind. So live enough, I suppose.
It's a good question. I know androids have souls. I don't know that SROs do.
Does this unit have a soul?
Merits further
Yep.
investigating. All right. Well, conveniently, you guys do receive a message from Tarika.
Which I'm not engaging the drift engine yet, but I am full burn away from the planet at this point. I don't particularly want to stick around if we have just shot down a pair of military fighters.
Oh, for sure, you're getting out of there. All right. You receive the following message. See, Tarika appears on the screen with a wide smile. Look at my little den of kittens, all grown up into tough as nails bounty hunters. Listen, while y'all were flying around in the Veskarium Dime, an old friend of mine called up looking for a hand. Her name's Yatraxo Resman, and she's a storm runner, flying her ship Wild Magic through the gas. That's not what I want to say. Through the gas of Vesk 5. That was difficult. To catch star metals that get ejected out of the planet's core. Now, storm running, little illegal, but we don't let a little thing like the law get between us and a paycheck, now do we? Look, Old Trask needs a ship to transport her haul from Vesk 5 to a bazaar in the Mariox Maraxia. Nothing gets me tripped up more than the names in Starfinder. In the Maraxa Republic, far beyond the Veskarium. I told her you'd be perfect. I'm sending you the coordinates to Korsk, the Formian colony on Vesk 5 that she works out of. She'll meet you there. You guys will at least know that Vesk 5 is, unlike some of the other planets of Veskarium, this is a purple gas giant. Although it is surrounded by a lot of moons and a large ring of space debris.
Okay.
I think without a check, you would at least know that Vesk 5.1 is the largest moon and the primary settlement on here. However, where she's sending you is one of the Formian colonies located in the ring, which is certainly smaller.
Okay.
All right. This is a message, so you can send her something as a reply. It's not a live link right now.
I'll look over at Scorpio and Roland and Refine. Well, seems some. I keep saying this, but at least it's a job we can pick up while we're here and then get the hell out of the Veskarium for a while.
Sure. But, I at least hope that we can have some better luck trusting this person, since Tarika can vouch for them.
I sincerely hope so. We seem to be continuously being employed by people of very questionable moral qualities. It makes me worry a bit if this storm running is illegal as she says.
Who's Tarika?
Yeah, you haven't met her. You haven't met her yet.
So I apologize, Refine. So, Tarika was our manager back where we worked at Edge Corp. She jumped ship with us when we left Edge Corp and liberated this fine vessel. So she's been she's been getting us work ever since. And actually, occurs to me that we have a number of bill points to spend, and after this last fight, it might be worth investing in some upgrades for the ship next time we're back at Absalom. But short version, she's in the Queens. She's been a friend to us while we worked for the Corp, and she's been helping us find work ever since we went independent.
Seems good.
She's good. She's good people.
All right. So getting all those details out of the way. I'm gonna pull up my notes on how many days you guys have been journeying together so far, because it piques my interest every time. All right. It is still a destination within the Veskarium, so it's not a crazy jump distance here that we're working with. To get close to Vesk 5, certainly would cut down on the travel. It's basically just going to be a D4 days if you do a jump. But it's a solid 3 days if you don't jump. So you could go faster, you could go slower in the end. Hard to say.
Well, it's, anybody have any preference?
I'm good either way.
Risk it.
Exact same.
Tie, baby. All right.
All right.
Well, that is a nice number because it brings us up to a nice round 50 days since your first mission at the start of the campaign.
All right. I do have one thing that as we make the
Yes.
jump to the drift,
For sure.
and I think after that particular one, as you guys know, Shaw does not particularly have a bit of a poker face. I think as the ship jumps to the drift, he's going to set the autopilot and goes to the holographic suite. And he looks through the different programs, sees all the different games and combat sims and stuff, then looks for a more relaxing program and finds, I don't know if this exists, but Ben, you can tell me if it's something similar, but I think he would try to find something along the lines of like an infinity pool at a small station overlooking the gas giant Breathida within the Pact Worlds.
Oh, I would probably say so. Be a relatively common program.
Yeah, so I think he spends a good chunk of the remainder of the day in there at that point. Because, and those of you who walk by, he can definitely tell he's stewing on some things.
I will say, speaking of the Hollow stuff, you guys do still have that Hollow game you got in book 1. Which, if you play it, can give you bonuses.
Okay, I think Shaw would be open for that later on in the trip, but I think just that immediately after that fight, I think he wants wants some time with his thoughts.
For sure. It makes sense. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Cool. Anything else as you guys finish your jump through the drift?
I would say that since Shaw doing that, I'd probably be in sort of like the mess hall, and Refine Scorpio would say, Refine, could I talk with you about something for a sec?
Sure.
So I have this friend, like, he's like really interested in somebody, but not sure if they're interested in him. But then there's this other person who's sort of come along and who's like really interested in him, but isn't sure like if he's actually interested or is just messing with his head. And I mean, he's kind of asking me for advice on what to do.
Well, it sounds like your friend is having a really difficult time.
Well, I mean, my friend, he's just not used to, being like the center of attention like this. It's a whole like cultural thing. Like your people are supposed to be, big, strong, and like in control of everything. And it's just, and I mean, he's just not used to, like other people like taking charge like this.
Sure. Well, I don't know your friend very well, so I can't really comment one way or the other. But do you think perhaps your friend maybe does not see the value that others might see in them?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, my friend, has always been rarely had time to do, stuff that he wanted. He's always had to, had like family obligations and having to do like training and other stuff, and had a sister who was always trying to compete with him and everything. And it's like, it was just so nice to be able to go to a cabaret club once a week and do karaoke and enjoy margaritas and nachos. And it's like, have you ever had nachos? And nachos? What about buffalo wings? Those are really good.
I love that you have a strict Vesk household that wouldn't allow that.
Didn't you say at one point that you frequently gone there? Is that where you met your friend?
Yes. It's like, yes, he likes to go to cabaret clubs.
Okay, I see. Well, I'm not really good at this whole, advice thing. Shaw would probably be better.
The emotionally repressed lizard talking to the androids that have trouble with emotion. Just what a combo. Oh my
I
god.
think maybe telling your friend that they should just do what they want.
Alright, well, still waiting on that call back from, Dizzy, it's, telling you that, that dragon,
he's
interesting.
No, I don't know. I don't think I've ever interacted with him.
I think you saw him briefly when they were loading up the Wintermorn on the planet. I don't think you talked to him though.
Yeah, that's. I think Refined is just kind of very lost right now with the whole conversation.
Oh, it's just how he is. He's a himbo. He has trouble. He has trouble expressing himself.
And the shift from talking about a friend to talking about Scorpio, because Refined is convinced you actually have a friend.
You just flat out bought it, yeah.
Yeah.
That honestly makes a lot of sense.
Just very, very confused. Well, I hope that things work out well for your friend, and that the dragon calls you soon, and you two have a nice time as well, and maybe you and your friend can help each other and give each other advice based on your experiences.
I like to think Roland's just in the background, just like shaking their fucking head, just like watching this interaction occur. All right. Yeah.
During the trip, can I try and see if I can make any progress on the robot?
Ooh, yeah. I'd say, definitely gonna be a computers check. Working on a SRO is certainly difficult. Let me check what this would be.
Good roll.
That was very high. I think that probably gets it along the right way. But you don't think it's there. You think like there's something to be salvaged here, and at the very least, there's a chance that you could maybe, for lack of a better word, bring back like Charity Mark 3 or 4.
Okay.
Perhaps not Mark 5. More of like the backups.
All right. Well, then I might spend downtime over the next while working on that.
All right. So you guys get these various tasks accomplished on the ship.
And to be fair, I'll be clear. Shaw isn't going to spend the whole trip sulking like that. He's also he'll help out with the other stuff, and yeah, he would definitely be later on when he's cleared his head a bit. He's definitely would be interested in like if somebody wants to do the game, get the bonuses and stuff.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to do the game, it is a shoot. I just had it pulled up. You guys have to make dexterity checks. And if you succeed, whoever you played with, you can provide, if you provide covering fire to that ally, the AC benefit from covering fire goes up by an additional +2. So if any pair want to make some dex checks there.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
It's fine.
Shaw, we want to roll as well?
Yeah, I was just pulling on my character sheet.
Are you good? All right, that's 2 successes. So if you guys take the covering fire actions, basically, if you hit the person, you don't deal damage, but you instead give someone else AC, or basically give them +4 AC if you choose to do that. And you guys are. Let me include some stuff here. You guys are going to be headed down to Korsk. This is the Formian colony. Currently in orbit in the debris field around Vesk 5. Very, very basic. It is essentially a space station. You don't think there's going to be anything fancy in there. There's stuff to hold atmosphere and live a quiet life out here, but not much more than that. As you enter, you see that there is a bit of a bazaar, for lack of a better word, amongst the docking areas of your ship. You know that you're looking for Yatroxo Resman. However, as you guys are going through and entering the station for the first time, go ahead and give me a perception check. Hell yeah.
He's thinking about other things.
Really taking with those fucking views, huh? Oh, we're fine. Alright. We're fine.
I imagine for Scorpio with that, it's like he's still just sort of like idly looking at his phone, just waiting for, still expecting a response from Dizzy.
Hell yeah. Let's see. We got Alright. On a 22 refine, you see that there are a pair of beings watching your group from the shadows. They are clearly tall, extremely built, but they're wearing a black cloak and black armor, each of them. As you step out onto the station floor, I'll bring us over to a new map here that we can drop tokens on in a second. Whoops, I need to refresh this page because it's not working. We're fine. I'm gonna show you guys what you have spotted. You see a Vesk in heavy metal armor, the black cloak, and a half face helm.
I think I'm going to just point this out to Roland and Shaw, and probably will make a passing attempt at pointing out to Scorpio, but if I see that he's invested in his communicator, we'll just kind of pass over that and just say, do we know those people?
Are you trying to do that subtly enough that they don't see you?
Probably.
All right, I would say give me a stealth check then.
Okay.
Four. You see one hesitates. You get the sense that they both look over at you as they begin to move. Before you hear the shot, a split second later, you hear crack. And that is the sound of the metal in one of their masks splitting as a round takes it through the head. And have you guys put your tokens anywhere over here? As you see one of the aggressors felled immediately. No, actually, I'm gonna edit. I can give a circular token to you now. Alright, let's get refine. Alright, Refine, if you want to drag yourself out again, I'm just going to give you a circle so I can start giving you the health auras and stuff. And then if our newest member... give me one sec.
Put my token somewhere on the board.
Yes. You want to put them in the bottom right, I would say.
Yeah.
Just so we have something to roll with initiative. And let me... I'm just giving you guys both the health auras really quick. HP. And this is representative of Refine 12.
Sorry, I had stepped out of the room for a minute.
No, you're good.
I assume this isn't just one big open room.
No, they didn't give a specific map for the bazaar. There's definitely like places to move cover to cover. I can put some extra like buildings and tents up in a second. But there is certainly like lots of hidden space.
Yeah. I was just thinking that they would have seen if they were looking in this direction.
No, yeah. Definitely not just like an open platform. It's got kind of like, honestly, an overcrowded vibe. Like, this is a small, docking area that, like, oh, we're going to make this a huge metropolitan center. There's just not room for it.
So, like, I'm hiding behind, like, an apple cart or something?
Yes. Alright. Making notes for myself here. Okay, so let's do nameplate. Tribute your HP. Update default token. Update default token. Okay. We should be good now. I'm gonna erase the order because we are on a new map from last time. Go ahead and click your token and roll initiative.
Damn.
Woof. Alright, that's
Ooh.
not ideal after the snipe.
He's admiring his handiwork.
It takes a second to just admire the sweet shot. Well, if it makes you feel better, James, they got a nat one as well for 4.
Nice.
They scared each other.
I always say, think of it this way: when you're at the bottom of initiative, that means you get to go first. And
Fair enough. Oh, sorry. Let me drop Roland in for you guys as well. He needs to be full health. I'll fix that in a second. Alright, they are gonna get 14. Health points are back up. Okay, there we go. That should be good. Alright, Shaw, that is you first. What's the move here? Everyone was very quickly pointed out that you were getting tracked by some people, only to have one of their heavily armored heads explode in front of you.
Shaw's just like, incoming fire! And grab his, because he doesn't know where it's coming from, grab his rifle as he moves forward to cover. We'll say for the sake of argument, there's like a cart or something there. Or, like, he would, if there's nothing on the thing, he's going to move to where there's cover nearby. Because I'm not quite close enough to get, I mean, I guess I can take a shot, I'll just have it a slight penalty on the roll. Because the range on my rifle is, I think, 30 feet, 40 feet?
I want to say 40 for your rifle.
So 1 range increment. I'll take the shot, might as well.
Yeah, go for it. Let's look up. 22. This is versus an adamant scale foot soldier. That does hit. for 9. All right, as the first shot slams into the sky, the crowd is going crazy and just like running in various directions. I'll put out some tents and stuff for cover. So these are just like ramshackle tarps and stuff that various station dwellers have put up. Gonna put some down at the bottom too. A couple of them look a bit more military, a bit more camouflaged. And that is going to be... change these two.
I probably should wait to identify my targets, but if somebody's shooting at these guys, and I don't know, I think Shaw would have trusted
I'd
his
say
instincts in
if
that
only give me a
case.
perception check.
It occurred to me that I don't know if shooting first and asking questions later is necessarily in character, but oh well.
Fair. And if you want to make a stealth check after your snipe there as well. And then it'll be SB's turn.
Okay.
Not great either way. They know where I'm at.
I meant our new person make a stealth check to see if they're hidden from you. Oh. At least you tried with a 9.
Oh no, that was me, but
Yeah. James, you there? Our new operative. Oh, he did say to step away earlier. Maybe to step away again. I'm not sure, but we'll come back to that. Presumably, you're not going to notice the 4 anyway.
I doubt it.
Let's tap it over to SB then.
SB is going to move just kind of behind the tent,
Gotcha. Just gonna put that on the map.
and that'll be it.
Oh yeah, absolutely hidden then. Alright, that'll be it. So let's toss it over to Scorpio. What do you think Scorpio Sky will do here? Also, it's gonna put some like storage crates out here as well, and it is never not funny to me. This creature known as a crate fiend. Just stored in my
Space-
images.
Because yes.
Nah,
Spaceman.
my crate. All right, Scorpio, what are you thinking?
All right. I'll go ahead and move up some here. 20. But to do. I guess for now I'll just go ahead and draw my typical semi-auto pistol, and I'll just hang here for the. Let's see here, and then I'll say like. And I'll tell you, Shaw, like, cover me, I'm moving up.
Roger.
And I'll just go ahead and move so I get in cover behind here, and then that'll do for me.
All right, Roland, aka me. Let's see, Roland. I think just has the base 30 speed. Yes, sir. Probably move up behind Shaw, or next to Shaw, excuse me. Don't want to use any crazy stuff here. We're gonna go with just a hazard. Whoops, I got double tapped. Alright, so it's reflex save, and it should be 2 higher than that, so it should be 15. It'll be 2. One of the pipes bursts above, leaking coolant onto the sky. He kind of staggers backward. Still very silent, being the stealth operative that he is. Going over to Refine.
Okay. At this point, I'm assuming we're fighting him because we're shooting at him.
That's what it seems like.
So I will make. I'll use my move to aim my sniper weapon to get the full range.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will use my action to shoot an overcharge shot with it.
All right. 18. That's 2 taps up this guy. That should hit though, I believe. It does, yes. It's for 8. As laser fire begins to fly, or plasma bolts in this case, tossing it over to James Wilco.
Okay. I'm gonna try to take another snipe at him.
Hell yeah, go for it.
So let's. Am I enough behind this cover that I could make a stealth check for it?
Yeah, for sure, I think so. Especially considering it's probably like a very crowded area right now. There's a lot of confusion going on. And it's 20 plus CR, so that's a success.
Right.
Very much. Ooh, that is absolutely gonna hit for 14. And then add that trick attack in as well.
So 7 extra.
7 extra. 21. This guy looks bloody now as another shot. You see a spray of what looks to be Vesk blood splatter the crate as another sniper round goes through. Alright. That is going to be this Adamant Talon's turn. And I will say, as that shot hit, you do see a flare of bluish-orange energy seem to mitigate that a bit. I know he's not here right now, but I think Roland would know enough to point out to you guys that there's like some Vanguard shenanigans going on. With that in mind, let's see. Doesn't know where you are after that snipe check anyway. So let's see what we got here. 30 would get them there. Gonna move up to here and try to levels this kind of matte black pistol at you, Refine, and is gonna take a shot.
Okay.
It's gonna be hold on. I need to make sure that which this is against. This would be 19 against EAC.
And this is with a pistol?
Yes.
Does he have the range on me?
He's firing with the range increment because he's firing outside the initial 20 feet.
19 does hit.
He's very good at shooting even with those penalties there. Alright, so you see this strange matte black pistol. There's like a series of prongs in place of a regular barrel. And you see a small sphere of energy form at the center and launch towards you at high speed. As it slams into you, there's this kind of pop and audible noise of the air. It seems to have imploded it somewhat. This was known as a cavitation pistol, almost like when you know when mantis shrimp punch so hard that they make a gap in the water, which then implodes. It's like that. Mantis shrimp are awesome. Everyone should look them up. Their punch is literally like hotter than the sun. It's ridiculous. They're fucking Pokemon. Shaw, back to you.
How much do I take, Ben?
Oh, sorry. I didn't say the damage. Hold on. I'm just gonna roll it again because I put the dice away. I don't remember. This is the vapor one. That is gonna be 9 electric and fire. So basically 4 and 5 of each. Do you have resistances to either of those?
Yep.
Okay, so then it's just 9 damage.
Cool.
All
Got it.
right, go ahead, Shaw.
Alright, so I took a 5-foot step, and I think I'm gonna do my usual. I'm gonna boosted shot into this guy.
Hell yeah. The infinity rifle begins to whir up in your grip here.
So I'm still just outside the range increment, though.
All right, so it'll be this to -2.
Probably doesn't hit. Hang on, I'm getting a
Um,
phone call.
Go
So
for it.
that's
That
my-
will not hit, and I'll toss it over to SB.
Okay. SB will just move 40 to here, and that will be it.
All right, moving through that area, going to Scorpio, who's just on the other side of the tent from this other Vesk.
Alright, go ahead and move around this way.
All right, moving around, circling behind. What are you gonna do from there? Scorpio? Oh, I think he cut out. Oh my god, everyone's dropping left and right. I back Scorpio there. So I pop back in on roll 20.
Yep. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us? Oh dear. Alright, going for a shot. That is a miss.
Alright, that's all for me.
Alright, going over to Roland, I think is just gonna take a step back for this turn and go over to Refine.
Alright. How much cover does he have?
Currently, he's just getting like a +2.
Okay, so because my sniper is guided, that should be...
Say that again? Oh, it should be negated.
Yeah, because my sniper rifle has the guided property.
Right, okay.
And I think let me check. Sorry.
You're fine.
Okay, unfortunately he's not quite right. So I will use the move action to aim it, and then just shoot another overcharge shot at him.
Gotcha. All right, make your shot here.
Oh, that is not gonna hit.
So yeah, that's he. I think you try to like, okay, I calculate this. I can avoid the cover here, but spend a little too long on that calculation and squeeze the trigger too late.
Okay.
In that case, toss back over to Mysterious Sniper, taking shots from elsewhere in the facility. Back over to you, James. Hello. Is
That's
everyone...
muted.
Okay, I was like, everyone's gone.
I take it I don't have
I'm back.
line of sight on him anymore.
I think you'd probably have to move to get it.
Okay. I'm just checking my rifle just to make sure if it's wieldy or unwieldy. Okay, it is unwieldy, so I don't think I can move as part of the shot.
I think
You can
unwieldy is just you
move.
can't fire twice.
Yeah, you can't multi-attack with it.
I wouldn't be able to get my sniper off on it, but I can still move.
Oh, like your ability.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So just a regular shot.
Can't you move like up to a fourth of your speed or something with the sniper ability?
I think it's really weird.
I was
lets
like
you
looking
use
through builds earlier, but it was like a little confusing, I will admit. Okay, so
it lets you move, but if it's unwieldy, you can't move, which is like
Oh.
90% of the sniper rifles.
Yeah, I feel like that's gotta be most of them. Can you? I wonder if you can put a grav stabilizer on it to counteract the unwieldy, maybe.
Maybe.
I have to look into that, but okay. Well, either way, I presume still making a shot here.
Yeah.
I mean, even so, breaking from your original position, moving up to a new point of cover, you still bring that unwieldy weapon to bear, and 25, absolutely a hit. This person is looking barely alive right now, even though they, again, a little bit of that blue energy, bluish orange energy, to counteract some of the damage. This wouldn't have used it to trigger trick attack, but if you want to give me just like a stealth check for James, I want to see if the agent sees you out there. 5. Oh, 5. All right. 24 for the agent as he fails to see where these fucking shots are coming from.
He's definitely feeling them, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting punished by them.
If it helps, I can just move, like, right here, just to, like...
Yeah, just
lean
flavor-wise, that's
against
fine. Alright. Well, he doesn't know where the fuck that's going, so I think he's not one to retreat, so he's gonna rush Scorpio. You see that weird, again, like, metal claw hand that they have? On the knuckles there? Seems to charge up with that blue energy he's channeling, and he's gonna slash at Scorpio Sky. Which is gonna be... Let's see. Use our signal scream dice for this one. 22 versus KAC for Scorpio.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
Alright, that's gonna be boosted by the Vanguard of the Entropic Strike. That's gonna be 11 damage. A mix of acid and slashing as the energy is channeled through. But I don't think you have resistance to either of those, so basically just 11.
Alright.
And that's gonna bring us back to the top here, Shaw. You saw
Alright.
him depart cover, presumably rushing after Scorpio.
Okay, so that should be 6 squares. Yep, 6 squares.
Hell yeah.
And it can't do a boosted shot, but I'm going to take a regular laser rifle shot at him. And he is within range now.
For sure he is. I think, James, you're getting some clear views of like the Vesk that this Vesk was chasing now. Shaw and Scorpio. As you see, Shaw comes sprinting up with the rifle.
I take it they don't look like my targets at all.
For sure not.
Good to know.
Very evidently, you would think like these are not Adamant Claw members.
Ooh!
Damn! Although you do
Nice.
see this guy run up and just drain a shot in and out back of the chest, out through the front, straight through this dude's heart. That's absolutely gonna drop him. And yeah, just immediately drops into the floor with that. God damn. Alright. As they drop, that guy drops down. There's still a lot of panic, but things are beginning to settle as there's not really any standing law enforcement here. Now that the fighting's over, there's business to be done at the bazaar. They don't have time for this. I'm gonna toss it over, I think, to James first. James, you see the others examining the bodies here. Very clearly not your targets, but also very clearly the Adamant Scale was looking for them in particular. Do you think you would try to approach them, or are you trying to like follow from a distance for the moment?
I'll just keep an eye out on them.
All right, so you'll be trailing at the moment. I'm gonna say, those of you who are examining the bodies, could make a perception check. Would be the main one, or if you have an idea of something else other information you would like, we might make it something else as you examine these people. Anyone is free to make that. Shaw, come on.
Why did I put those 2 points in perception? I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, even it should be getting higher than 6s sometimes. Good lord. So I don't think anyone's really spotting anything at first, but Scorpio on that 18, you're patting down the one, not the one that was headshot at the beginning, but the one over by you. They don't appear to like have any identification, any comm units really, apart from what looks like short-range comms between the two of them. You do notice kind of a compartment in one of this guy's gauntlets, and as you pop it open, there's basically just like a small hollow image in a frame. Appears to just be like your crew from a distance.
Yeah, I'll show this to the others and say like, think more goons sent by Edge Corp, I think.
Can I,
Go ahead.
given what we heard about the Adam, can I make a culture check?
Yeah, you can make a culture check on them if you're suspecting that they are not Edge Corp.
And given what we've heard from the Adamant Scale stuff recently, suddenly there's Vesk chasing us. I'm a little suspicious.
Fair. Yeah, so give me a culture check.
It's not great. It's still at a -1, but I would try.
I think the DC is definitely lowered because you are not that low though.
If I can roll higher than a single digit on one of my checks today, that'd be nice.
Hey, oh, that was a 10. You just have a -1 to it.
Thanks.
Look, you got your wish. It was double digits on the dice.
You're not wrong.
Oh my goodness. I think, well, Roland would probably make a check on this as well. While I'm doing all this. Okay. I think Roland would be telling you guys, like, based on the degree of information that you received from Stoneheart earlier, you would think these are the people that she was describing. These are probably agents of the Adamant Claw. Which is, I mean, these people are hardly ever seen in public, let alone let themselves have evidence of them being seen.
Worked mighty quick considering we just pieced out of Vesk 2-3.
Hell yeah.
I might, at this point, sort of slowly walk out and start walking towards this body.
Do you think he wants his credits back?
What's his credits back? The ones that Fireheart was trying to get you was gonna pay you guys?
Well, he paid us some in advance. He didn't give us build points, but he paid us credits.
He
in
did give you
advance.
the credits in advance, and then you skipped out on him.
Yeah,
Classic.
exactly.
Well, Scorpio will speak up and be like, I hope he doesn't want to get them back. I used those to buy this fancy new Defrex armor I'm wearing.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna get them back. I just think that might be what he wants. I don't know why, he'd be so mad at us.
I mean, we kind of ditched his job and then helped the mock we were supposed to bring in get away. That doesn't necessarily good for business.
On
He
paper,
gave
it
us-
looks bad.
He gave us incomplete information.
That cat, I've
Awesome.
dealt with him before. He exists on incomplete information
Yeah,
and
I mean,
makes
Shaw
other
was
people clean up the mess.
certainly knowing that, like, this guy was not just a decorated officer. He's, like, military intelligence, basically.
Have they noticed me looting the other
Now that
body?
you're examining the body, I think you guys would be able to notice him, because I assume you kept track of the other corpse. So if you want to make a perception check as well, James, as you begin to pat that one down, though, before they head over. Ooh, there's some good stuff. Alright. Going through this guy's equipment, you don't find like a picture of the crew like they did on the other guy's gauntlet. However, you do find nothing even with like a screen, but what is clearly a more long-range communications device, kind of secreted away in his left gauntlet. As you either take that or leave it, up to you. But as you look on that, you guys would see, presumably, judging by the big old gun slung over his back, the person who was sniping. What?
I'll try to sleight of hand the comms unit.
Oh yeah, go
Into
for
my
it.
coat.
Give me a sleight of hands roll. And I would say, yeah, as you guys walk up to him, give me a perception check. See if you can beat that 17.
I'm gonna use a hero point to reroll it.
Oh, baby.
Thank you to what's the name?
It's
DJ.
DJ, yeah. We're done back in. Oh, alright, Jesus, for fun.
God damn.
What the fuck? What is happening? Was that Wyatt Refine and your robot got nat 20s? Holy shit.
The highest was a 4 from me. I would have beat you with anything else.
I love Refine and Espier's like, he grabbed something. That guy grabbed something.
Yeah. I guess if you
No.
point out that grabbed it, Scorpio would. You'll see Scorpio, the vest wearing basically, you can tell it's basically formerly an Edge Corp uniform, but with all like the logos just sort of like hastily torn off it. You'll see him walking cautiously towards you, just with his right hand at the side of his holster. Just be like, "Hello, friend. Mind telling me what you're doing here?"
Oh, just on a job.
What kind of job?
Oh, you know, bounty hunter stuff. It's a
Mhm.
whole thing.
Do you need the comm unit? Do you need both of them? We can get you the other one.
I mean, I was gonna ask my employer if they wanted it.
So does that mean you don't want the other one?
There was only
Huh?
one comm unit.
I mean, in all fairness,
there's only
I
one
took this
comm
one out. You guys took out the other one.
There wasn't one on each of the.
They each had a short range one. The one that James just searched, he also had like a specialized long range one.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes more sense.
Which I was actually, if you guys want to make an engineering check on that, assuming that it's still visible, James, they try to figure out like what is this? Oh my god. You have the most cursed, like, blessed character sheet I've ever seen. I don't know, Refine gets so many nat 20s.
And I get so many nat ones. That's my third for the night.
Jesus. Just sucking the life out of Shaw.
Are we sure we don't have a vampire on board?
Yeah, there's someone like goes like an ultraviolet lens or something. There's like a steady stream of energy just pouring into Refine from Shaw. On a nat 20 for the 32, I think you would know that this comm unit is designed to hit essentially like a relay satellite out in space. It would make for incredibly quick communication between the nearest Veskarium worlds to you guys.
If you don't want the comm unit, or your boss doesn't want it, we'll take it.
Did they find anything else like interesting on the other guy? Like,
Well, they found like an image of themselves.
oh,
Clearly looked like they were being, marked by these people.
no credits or like nothing shiny.
No, not. They didn't really keep a lot of ID on them.
What exactly was my contract like? Just kill them, or
I would say the stewards would definitely be willing to pay you like a flat bounty for like agents killed of this, because they probably don't know a lot about the organization, but they know enough to be like, this is a dangerous reality that's coming out of the Veskarium right now. Um, I think they would have given like a more nebulous offer to you, like, you know, there's more lucrative rewards to be had if you can like get information, like help disable this organization, or, you know, split them up, anything that would like hamper their efforts.
I would. I imagine I'm in some form of contact with them. Would I be able to like send them a pic of the comms unit?
Yeah, I would say so. It probably wouldn't arrive right away, but you can certainly send it to them. Presumably they would have given you like at least some agents' information that you could stay in contact with.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know what they say. If not, you can have it.
Okay.
I'll take a picture of the comm unit, send it over, then I'll take a selfie with the dead body. Send it over.
Hold up a, you know, today's newspaper. Like, this is me. I killed him.
Are you getting paid on a per body basis? Because if you are, you can say that you killed the other one too. I don't think we want to take credit for killing more of these guys.
Sweet. All me, baby.
50 feet over. Second selfie. Beautiful. I don't think you can hear it on the stream microphone. My cat has this new insane habit where he sleeps on a bed like on the desk next to me, which is under the lamp, and he'll go from a dead sleep and then full lunge at the chain that turns the lamp on and off and just like try to tackle it immediately. And I don't know what it did to offend him, but it's brutal over there. It's a bloodbath.
So are you guys hunting these guys as well, or you just get into random fights for no reason?
Yeah, well, quite the opposite.
Hunting us.
You guys know you are still looking for Yatraxo Resman. Didn't mean to do that in all caps, that's just how it copied. What are you guys thinking? As you see, you know, this new fellow taking the pictures of the body seems to be at least on the hunt for those hunting you.
So,
Go ahead.
you mentioned a boss, right? Can you tell us who that is, or is that need to know basis?
I mean, I imagine they have open contracts, right?
Yeah, I don't think this is like something that'd be very secretive. Like they didn't probably like find you specifically for this. You're one of the people doing this for them.
Right. I mean, there's bounties up all over the place for these guys. You haven't seen them?
Not usually much of a bounty hunting ourselves. I tried our first gig at it and unfortunately went a little bit sideways.
Out of curiosity, how much is the bounty per head?
Per head, they're pretty rare. I would say at least like 450 credits.
Nice.
Not a massive amount, but definitely enough to motivate some bounty hunters.
I'd let them know, like, yeah, it's 450 and more if you find interesting stuff on them.
They drop good
So
loot.
he knew who probably sent them.
Like, would he know what organization these people are? Is that what the question is?
No, I'm saying if we knew the person who likely sent these people, would that get us credits?
I think you would, yeah. I think that'd be a valid assessment. Based on what James is saying with, like, you know, information, like other good things they might have on them, having an idea of who sent them could certainly be big.
I mean, if you guys, I can tell my employer, and if they think it's useful information, I'll split it with you, them and these guys.
Shaw kind of looks over at Scorpio and Refine and the others. Well, suppose we can share what we just learned on our own trip recently. Get a little extra free money. I suppose it's not the worst thing ever.
Yeah. I mean, I'll leave it up to you all. I'm not good at the negotiation thing.
I mean, sounds good to me. I mean, if anything, I mean, Neze should get a good shot with that other guy, and he'll jerk his thumb over at the other dead body.
I mean, when they're not running around and going for cover, it's easy to aim at a weak spot in the armor.
You always work alone? Because when I was in training, snipers always worked in pairs. You always had a spotter with you.
I mean, usually I only go after one target. I was kind of hoping I could just pick this guy off and take pot shots at him after I killed his buddy. But more people, you can go after more targets, get bigger bounties. Are you offering a collaboration?
If you're interested, I think we can have a discussion about that.
Sure.
Because we certainly seem to be getting ourselves into a couple of situations with some of the less reputable elements of the Pact Worlds in the Veskarium. Def certainly could be willing to use another hired hand.
Yeah. Well, it's either work with you guys or follow you guys around and pick off the Vest guys that come after you.
If that's the case, I think we'd rather work with you on that one. Prefer an organized fire team for that. We're here on job right now, and I think at that point we can also. I think Shaw would kind of share that we're here for a pickup, and that way we don't at the end. I'll explain a little bit without, because I don't want to take like 20 minutes, but like kind of the arc of what happened with Fireheart.
Sure, catching him up. I don't know how much you had heard about that before, but basically, yeah, Fireheart, big shot captain, gave him the job to hunt down that woman I was talking about earlier. Seems he might be involved with some sketchy stuff going on in the government.
I mean, I'm just here for the they're called Vesk, right?
The race is Vesk, yeah.
Okay.
And then the
but it's not
group
just
is the Adamant scale.
it's not just any Vesk. I'm not just going around.
Yeah,
seeing a
it's
Vesk
the Adamant scale is like this secret military group.
I mean, I was just hired to hunt these military guys. I really don't care about. Oh, I guess I do care about the group as a whole. I imagine if we took them down, we'd get a lot of money.
Oh, I think you would know that that's a much prettier payday if you could take that whole group down.
Like I imagine, like as I'm talking, I'm just texting my boss as the conversation's going out, and I ask.
He's gonna get all these messages through the drift beacon relay, and like when he loads, this one just ding, 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 rapid fire.
Like when you haven't connected your phone to like the cell phone service in a couple hours.
yeah,
and then
it
it's
all
just like
comes
ding,
in
ding,
at
ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
out of
man.
curiosity, I just sent him another message saying, out of sheer curiosity, if I took down this military group, how much would I get paid?
Just wonder if I took the whole group out. What are you guys willing to do? All right.
So short.
Go ahead, sorry.
I think Shaw would say, if you're willing to work with us, we got a ship. We do a variety of different jobs and stuff. But if your payday is mostly through bounties and stuff like that, I think suffice to say, given the company we seem to keep these days, you'll definitely have an opportunity for a good contract or two.
Oh,
We'd be happy to help you pursue whatever ends you need to, especially if we have mutual purpose. And he points over at the corpses of dealing with the Adamant scale.
There's definitely gonna be lots of people we're gonna interact with that have bounties on their head, James. So that bonus is definitely coming up.
Okay.
A lot of the people the
Nothing.
crew is pissed off are perhaps not the most reputable of individuals.
Mm-hmm. I guess at that point, Shaw would step forward. Shaw Zarak. Shaw to my colleagues.
Roland will introduce himself as Roland as well. Oh, Roland's here.
Does he go for a handshake?
I would, yeah.
I give him a fist bump.
The awkward meet in the middle.
Shaw just kind of chuckles and then gives the fist bump.
God, this group is just dripping with ability to interact socially.
I don't think I took any in... Oh no, I did take some in culture.
It's okay, Roland's
the
got a lot of
one?
that stuff on lock.
I don't think I put anything into diplomacy though.
No, Roland smashes that. And DJ is here now. Or at least are in chat. I don't know if you're ready. Perhaps in a minute.
Yep. I'll step forward and say like, all right, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Scorpio Sky. And then he'll reach out to give you the fist bump.
I give him a handshake.
It's just the worst. Just the
so, like,
fucking worst.
Yeah.
Um,
One of the Fremian colonists like watches this and just like shakes their head walking by.
I think Refine will just also say, "Hello, I'm Refine 12. It's nice to meet you." And having seen this nightmare is not even going to try.
Just gives
You're
him
just
like the
gonna, like,
nod.
Just gonna
Give
wave.
him a hug.
Just that's like even more awkward waving point blank. Whatever
cannot
merchant is
escape
near you
the
guys
awkward.
in the bazaar is just like, holy fuck.
If any of you are like insightful, you might realize he's just doing it to fuck with you.
I have no idea.
Refine is not the best at that.
Refine is sure that these interactions have gone well for both of the other people. And doesn't know what's going on, just assumes it was like some weird handshake.
It's just a
And
party
just-
of fucking Traxes. Just everything going over people's heads.
I mean,
Go ahead.
so long as we're working together, you guys want to know what you're buying? Got any questions about me?
Shaw kind of looks over. Mostly just like to know what kind of. We gotten into some issues on some of our previous contracts because, generally speaking, we ended up with jobs that we weren't willing to complete. Mostly simply because it required us to be an asshole to people who were in dire need. I mostly just like to know is like, obviously we'll do whatever we can to get bounties and whatnot, but are you okay with occasionally walking away from a payday if it means that we're not going to end up blowing up schools or what have you?
I mean, I kind of go after these assholes because I don't want to deal with the moral headache of shit like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
did somebody actually offer to pay you to blow up a school?
close enough. This toxin they were looking for, they wanted to test it on cities. So actually worse. Probably several schools if we're thinking about it.
I mean, well, that's the nice thing about the bounties I take. It's usually killing assholes.
Acceptable. I'm good with that. I think that's the big one. I'd like mostly, more than anything, the people I'm working with, I just like to know how they tick. That's, if you're good for taking out some of the scum, I'm happy to help with that.
I guess probably most obvious question is, what's your name? What should we call you?
Oh yeah, there's that.
James Wilco.
I was fucking waiting, dude. It's like there's a lot of questions without asking his name.
I forgot we didn't ask him.
I was gonna bring it up if the conversation like came to.
I just thought it would naturally come up in the conversation.
That's fair. That's reasonable. Oh boy.
Out of character, did you guys have any questions about the actual class itself? Or skills?
I assume most people recognize what trick attack is.
I mean, considering that you nearly disemboweled me a few times with it, Ben, yeah,
It's fair. I was definitely doing some trick attacks on you.
I'm not super familiar with the class. I'll ask questions as it comes up, I think. But, I mean, it's basically like rogue sneak attack style
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Also good at a variety of things. Stealth, the big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Very perceptive. And I think the other two big ones are acrobatics and piloting.
Okay.
Oh, good. You could
Like,
potentially, if we get someone on like a turret gun and the main gunnery station, could do like the piloting bonus on guns too.
Nice.
And then I'll
Ooh, a
just
chase for like land vehicles though. That could be interesting.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think we have a number of us who are good at piloting because I have decent piloting as well.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the good like ability score for it. I'm just an operative, so I'm.
It's something. I mean, it's a class.
If
thing
you're
you might
not
as
an
well have.
operative, if you're not an operative, you're not going to be an operative in skill check.
Valid.
I think I got near the end last time where Flak just like you have to implement a if he rolls a nat 1 he fails, otherwise
Yeah, we kind of
everything
had
else
to
was
implement
success.
it. I
Checks
do
out.
wonder though. Starfinder Enhanced, the basically their version of Unchained comes out in the next few months. I wonder if they'll address that for the operative. Because I feel like that must have been the intent, that they can in theory fail, but it's just like impossible to fail the stealth check. I mean, the rules is written that that one wouldn't stop it anyway. We just did that to keep it interesting.
And just to flex, I'll just pop this. I'll
Yeah, cloaking field.
push a button
Nice.
on my wrist and just go invisible.
I love the idea of just like, oh, also this.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
One of the fucking merchants nearby, it's like watching you guys. Is like, are you all gonna just stand by the body? Are you buying anything?
I think
What are you selling?
Various sundry weapons and goods.
actually.
I'm gonna strip
Wait.
everything I can off the vest soldiers and be like, will you buy any of this?
Actually, I'd like to take one of those pistols if we got a second.
Oh, I can. Yeah, let me drop the gear that those guys are carrying. Also, I saw chat did the manager thing. We'll say your manager is gonna be able to get back to you, James, the person who's paying you the bounties, because if we're gonna do some shopping anyway, that also works out.
Is it like is this like midday or am I like sending them texts in the middle of the night kind of a thing?
It's hard to say because presumably whoever they put you in contact with would be at least stationed near the Vescariums, not like back on Absalom. But almost certainly not the same time frame that you're on right now. So, yeah, I probably we'll say middle of the night just for the entertainment value. But you do start getting messages back from him, and you see first of all he does like essentially wire you 450 per head there. And he basically sending it like another text message essentially would tell you like, yeah, if you were able to do something like that and bring this off the table, I could run that up the flagpole. I know Director General Lynn Camelon. He's taken a personal vested interest in this, and I think we'd be able to get you a pretty sizable financial reward. In addition, I know he was talking to some of the council members who run the Vescarium, and they might be willing to essentially fund or produce you some high-quality Vesk weaponry as a reward as well.
What about the comms unit? Is he interested?
The comms unit, I think you would say by the time you got that to us, it probably wouldn't be of much use especially if they're using it as any sort of dead drop. He does is he's like, at the moment, if you were able to use something to try to trace it or use it to get in contact with them, some kind of trap or anything like that, however you want to do your job, that's up to you. I imagine it'll be functional at least for a little bit longer before they change their codes.
Cool beans.
Yes. And here, let me tab back and get you guys that tasty gear.
I'll wire 180 credits over to each of you.
Cool. Much obliged.
I think he's saying that by the time we get this to him, it'd be useless. we may want to send out maybe a call for reinforcements or aid, and just set up a little kill zone. See who shows up.
Okay, we can do that.
Shaw nods. Yeah, we could just set up, see what we can do.
Sorry, I'm trying to enter in their gear. Copy and paste really quick. So it's all of this times 2. Oh, it pasted the format a little weird. The Squad Defiance series. It's the name of the armor is the Defiance series. This is the Squad version of it.
Okay.
Is that lighter or heavy?
It is heavy. The squad level of it is EAC +5, KAC +8. Yeah, I'll just drop the archive Nethys link really quick. Could also sell it. It is not any sort of relic or special item, so whatever you're selling from them would be sold at at a tenth of the price, not half. This is the exchange rate here in Starfinder land. Up to you what you guys do with that stuff. Is there anything else you're looking? Is there anything specific you're trying to get from these guys, like the merchants here? They probably wouldn't have anything too crazy, but if they're trying to purchase something more simple, it's certainly a possibility.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just restock on armor, and I'll just keep the rest. Still rocking my. Like I said, I'm still enjoying this Defrex hide armor. This is really good stuff.
It's good shit. All right.
I would say though, as Scorpio Sky is sort of like strutting around, you just sort of hear him singing under his breath about how every girl is crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
And then is anyone, if you could make a diplomacy check to ask around, or I would say honestly a perception check if you're trying to listen into people, see if anyone's talking about her, but to try to gather information about Yatroxo, the woman you're looking for. Shaw. What the fuck? You go up to Formian, one of like the insect people, and just somehow immediately make some gesture that's like taboo in their dialect, and one of them just like spits on you and leaves.
They already have such a good experience with the insect people.
It's fucking crazy. Okay.
Fourth natural one of the night.
It's fucking unprecedented. Refresh your browser or something, or send Roll20 a check. I don't know. All right. Especially with that 27 there, the 15s would have gotten you a bit. You're gonna at least some standing information about her. On the 27, someone is gonna be able to give you her comm code. But it seems much like we've heard already, Yatroxo Resman. She is a pretty illegal pilot here. She does storm running, as you guys know. Storm running, while illegal, is a very profitable endeavor if you can get it right, as you can often find various star medals in it, which obviously sell for a very tasty sum. In terms of appearance, you guys have heard that she is a Fey child gnome. She has green skin, pointed ears, and purple hair. So you would know that is the visual appearance we were looking for. On that 27 Roland, you would probably see one of the Formians who lives here, one of the actual colonists. Yes, I know. I know that one. She sells good scrap. Good scrap. You need to get in contact with her. She makes good deals. Kind of pulls out like its comm pad to show you her comm code. Assuming you acquiesce. Hello, Roland. Are you muted? I saw you rolled.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he hands it over.
Okay. So you guys get that comm code. So you are able to try to call her. Presumably, I mean, this is close orbit if she's trying to run storms on the gas giant near this colony. So in theory, you guys should be able to just straight call her, not leave a message. If you so choose to find a quiet spot to do that at.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, finding out a spot away from this main bazaar area, the Formians kind of parting to let you go through to this corner. You dial this comm code, and you do see a video screen on the other end. It's extremely jittery and is kind of fading in and out. But you do see a woman who appears to match the description that you're looking for. I'm going to show you guys her art here in a second. There it is. Alphabetical order, because I should have remembered that. This is Yatraxo Resman. Who's there? Can't scan a damn thing in this vortex. You're like a thump of something metal as she's seems probably slamming her equipment. Look, I don't know if you want to deal right now, but I'd stay away from here if I was you. Storm. The storm is home to a lot more than flying rocks. Some kind of, I think it's a shard diver, jumped us in the middle of our run. Look, if you could get us out of here, be much appreciated. I'd say give me a life science check on a shard diver, and then while we're thinking about what to do with her, we can take our quick break in the middle here.
Okay. What the fuck?
Shaw. God, Jesus. This is actually getting insane.
I'm not really used to my... Wait a
At least
minute.
there wasn't a 1.
I'm not really used to my dice being cursed, but goddamn.
You did something to piss off the Starfinder gods, for sure.
I sent other Ben a text saying, stop cursing my dice.
I know, that means he'll know I'm streaming and he'll send me memes. If I can slow down my computer. That, my friends, would be a shard diver.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh yeah, dude, it's very cute.
Ooh.
Would it be cuter or less cute if I were to inform you that thing is the size of a starship?
Oh, it's even more cute then.
Shard divers are essentially small-sized starships, but they are in fact magical beasts. They often hunt in the swirling chaos of gas giants, and they eat star metal and precious minerals ejected from such planets' cores. On these life science checks, you guys roll high enough to know that they are extremely territorial, and if they see something as competition, as they might see her harvesting ship, the Wild Magic, they would presumably attack on sight. Those jagged metal protrusions from their heads and necks are the main source of defense. They propel themselves using those bulbous storm sacs on their back there. They radiate electromagnetic pulses out of them. Yeah, they know on average about 120 feet long. As for some dangers around them, you would know that depending on what star metals they ate, that could affect whether they're radioactive, whether they do more damage, whether they might have teleportation effects, or even ignore shields. Yeah, those are the big things for it, I think. And I guess you would know the AC. Basically, the AC of it as a ship, quote unquote, is 16.
Not too bad.
All right. Well, we're thinking about what to do in response to this gnome's request for aid. So a quick 5-minute break or so.
I can assure you, up where I work, like we're like right next to where the fires always are.
Mm-hmm.
They, I don't think they've ever called work due to the air quality. And
Yeah.
in the like decade I've been working, they've only ever called the work for the cold once. And it was so cold that when the buses slipped into the ditch.
Oh, Jesus. Oh man, there was
I
one
think it was
time.
it was like negative 60 Celsius with the wind chill.
That's foul. It was like there with wind chill. The coldest I can remember. There was one time when I was leaving the psychology lab at my college because I had like stayed late to do extra work. And then with wind chill at night, it was like negative 40, which is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit for those who need reference. And that was the day where I realized, like, oh, I just straight up can't wear metal frame glasses in Minnesota. My face is like on fire. I gotta take these off.
Yeah.
That was when I realized. I was like, all right, we're gonna go buy some plastic frames tomorrow, and that's gonna be that till it gets warmer. All right. So you've now contacted the woman that Tarika has sent you to find. Seems like she is stuck in a vortex, and unfortunately, her ship, the Wild Magic, has been jumped by a shard diver. All right. What's your guys' move?
Well,
How much were you guys paid to save her?
say to save her, no, but she is having our contract.
I mean, she's mad cute.
She is mad cute.
I'm not gonna lie, she's like the heartthrob of this fucking campaign for me. She's like the cutest NPC.
The character, I could definitely say, Shaw has taken an interest in a lovely
Everyone immediately was like, "Oh, you Traxo, what's going on?"
Well,
Yeah.
You are. It's like I've already got 2 NPCs.
Everyone's
I'm
looking
kind
at
of
you,
thinking, like,
Traxos.
I don't need to add another.
Everyone's looking at the video feed, and then we like just pan over to you, Scorpio, and you're just like swiping between like a photo of Dizzy and a photo of Show.
And then just a bead of sweat, which don't ask how that happens with a Vesk, but
A visible bead of sweat on the lizard. Okay.
You see, like just the anime sweat drops thing.
yeah, for sure. All right, are you guys making your way to your ship?
yeah, at least I am.
All right, you guys book it back through the airlock. A bounty hunter and his skills at your disposal now as well. And as you take your ship out into essentially orbit over Vesk 5, you can see that there are these like atmospheric currents of like deep magenta, these swirling various purples, and you see that there's like a mixture of like hydrogen rain, stray lightning, all this stuff begins to like lash the sides of your ship. And then you spot the vortex you're looking for up ahead. An enormous storm, a massive lightning storm that spirals up from the planet's core like an enormous tornado. As you near the vortex, you can see clearly 2 large silhouettes within. One does indeed belong to the shard diver. You can see it kind of its more animal fluid movement through the atmosphere. The other you would presume to be the ship, the Wild Magic. I'm gonna bring us over to the starship map. I'm gonna need you to give me a 2d6 plus 4 roll to see how many hexes away you are. I'm gonna start from the shard diver. Shaw can do that because you're currently piloting. No, that's good. I want
luck.
run up. For once, the low rolls work for you. All right.
Is that the strategy from now on?
Whenever we need a low roll, Shaw, pass that over to you. So you're coming in. Let me get the shard diver. Is 7 hexes away from you. Oh, nailed it first try. That was exactly 7. Let's go. Not a really impressive feat, but I'm happy about it. And then I'll put her. She just has one of the generic Starfinder ships that I can put on in a second. I'll say give me a perception check as you guys are approaching.
Why you make me do this, Ben?
I have to. I gotta do it.
It's the second 2 in a row.
Paladin, stop trying to claw me. You have food, you demon. Okay, I don't know why that is X'd out. Alright, this is deeply unnecessary. I don't know why it's doing that. I gave it too much health, that's why. Alright. You guys can see that the Shard Diver itself is currently glowing this strange red color in those various storm sacks. I would say if you want to give me a physical science check. I think you would assume that it has been eating some of that star metal at the moment, presumably Inubrix, which would let its like horns and stuff go through shields without being affected. But with that in mind, sorry, this thing's sheet is all messed up. There we go. Okay. With that in mind, let's get to our initial phase. And with Shaw piloting, what are you trying to jump in on here in their command center, James?
What would you guys want me in?
I believe potentially you could do the turret yourself if he's doing the other guns, I think. Roland's gonna do a lot of it. Go ahead, sorry.
So can the character sheet be modified to add a second gunner?
I don't know if the character sheet can. I know there are larger ships in like the NPC codex that do use it. Like multiple. But I don't know if I can modify the sheet on Roll20. But yeah, up to you. I mean, I don't know if you have any computer skill or not. We have like no one on science right now, basically. Since usually
SP doing that.
we were doing SP on it, but if we have someone who wants to do it,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, computers isn't something I really spec'd into. I think my big thing is piloting.
I'd say for now, I don't know how we'll do it on the sheet, but if you want to be able to like have the turret, because just visually on this ship, the way it's designed, it has a turret mounted on it, like one of those like bubble ones, like Star Wars. So it would make sense for you to hop in that if Scorpio, you're like manning the primary weapons.
Sounds good.
All right. In that case, let's kick things off with engineering phase. And as strange as it is, I am gonna roll engineering for the creature because it can do separate abilities.
Just standard divert guns, which is going to be hopefully better since we have multiple guns this time.
Hell yeah, go for the guns.
That was a low roll. Probably not going to work.
I believe it 10 times half, or 10 plus half starship tier. Hold on. I'm not saying it right, but I'm trying to picture it.
Yeah, that's 10 plus 1.5 times, so yeah, 16.
Yeah, that should pass.
Oh, okay.
So alright, so any ones from the guns are gonna go ahead and turn into 2s. And then let's toss it over.
Real quick.
Yeah, go for it. You want to jump in?
Yeah, he's gonna, Roland's gonna use his, taunt ability.
Ooh, okay. Going for the taunt, it's gonna be... It's bluff or intimidate, but you can sub one of your things out, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna use diplomacy instead of bluff.
Alright, let me check what the effective tier is technically. Okay. Well, it's pretty low because it's just a beast. Go ahead and make your roll. That is absolutely a success. So that's going to be a -2 penalty to all checks for D4 rounds. You want to roll the D4? -2 for this round, baby. Still effective, though. Alright. This it does its thing. So we're gonna go over to Helm.
Right.
You guys can see that it's basically taking the turn. It looks like some of that red light from the captured star metal it's eaten is flowing into its horns. You would assume it's getting ready for like a ramming attack.
All right, I'm gonna burn one of our 2 computer uses for my pilot check.
All right, go for it. I will roll for the beast and for the wild magic.
Third 2 in a row.
Ridiculous. All right.
Yeah, well, not in a row, but still, good grief.
It's gonna be you first, then wild magic, then the creature's gonna move. So go ahead and start moving your ship. It should be noted that as you are flying around, you guys can see that this ship has deployed energy nets, essentially, to help, strip minerals from the storm. Those are kind of torn and blowing away from the ship currently, could potentially cause a hazard. You would also know, I'm going to put it on the map. They are essentially in the thickest part of the storm right now. If you get within a couple hexes of them, it will damage you.
Okay. So, Ben, what I'm going to do...
Yes.
Okay, end around a little bit, and then turn in slightly towards the middle. Basically, I'm going to try and... I'm taking kind of a lazy approach to it, and then hoping that where this thing ends up will be at least within missile range.
Should be 1 hex bigger than that. Alright, put this on the map side. Oh, whoops. Now I gotta put the other thing behind it. There we go. Alright. Turning the 2 around, kind of circling this powerful section of the hydrogen storm. The drone ship should be the wild magic, but I used a generic token. So let's change that. The wild magic is going to attempt to pull away. It looks like the ship is already having a lot of trouble. It's only going to move about 3 hexes, and you can see that it is being battered by the storm. Finally, the creature is going to go ahead and just straight follow the wild magic, still viewing it as a rival for the materials it is trying to eat, and is going to attempt to ram it with the Anubrix infused horns. Let's see. Okay. 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 Math. Based on its size. You see it deals what seems to be a pretty damaging hit as it tears open a rent in the hull of the wild magic. You can see its horns just seem to be like causing an energy cascade through those shields. It's just passing straight through them like they don't exist. Tuna, that is you.
So it should be out of... Is he within our forward arc?
Yes, he is.
Alright, so he's out of range of the chain gun, but he's... Scorpio should be able to nail him with a missile.
And I believe it is just the danger of... there is nothing that is affecting your shots. It's just there's going to be additional dangers if you enter it. So go ahead and make your shot with a +1 then.
And the second computer use is still available too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying from the
Oh,
computer.
okay.
All right, I'll go
Um,
ahead and spend that.
And then we'll have James. You can fire the turret as well in a second.
Turret's out of range. It's only 5
Oh,
hexes.
it's only 5 hex. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Rolling.
15. What did you do, Cat? Sorry, I slammed something over. It's going crazy tonight. Okay. 15 versus the AC. That is not going to be enough. Or no, it's like versus TL because you did the missile
Yeah.
launcher. That will be enough, actually. It has a little bit lower TL than it does that 16 AC. So you're going to slam into it for 20. You see, no metal to be destroyed here. One of those storm sacks seems to detonate. It seems to be a very visible flesh wound in the side of the shard diver. So we're gonna go back.
Direct
to the
hit.
top.
Direct hit.
Hell yeah. You can see the wild magic is still getting chewed up by the storm. This guy does not appear to be affected in any way. So let's go back to the engineering phase. Engineer officer, fine 12. What is your move here? I will say, pretty evidently, it is turning towards you guys. I don't think that's going to be very subtle of it. But what would you like to do with your engineering check? Hello?
Nix, you're muted.
Nix? Oh, yeah, Nix, you are muted if you're talking.
Oh. Divert to guns.
Divert to guns? That is a success. You just needed a 16. Alright, so 1s to 2s again. Or was there any 1s on the last roll? No, there wasn't. Okay, worth the check, though. Excuse me. He's going to do his engineering check from the beast, as well as she's going to try to hold her wild magic ship together. Alright. Tossing it over to the helm. Captain, are you jumping in on any of this right now?
Nope.
Alright. In that case, I'm going to do one thing for these guys.
I'm going to use one use of the computer.
Alright, go for your piloting check. And I need to roll. Where'd my percentage dice go? There they are.
There we go.
Oh, that is very, very good. Okay. Alright, so it gets a bonus to that. Alright. That is absolutely... Alright, so it's gonna be... wild magic has to move first, then the creature, then you. Alright. Wild magic is... Gotta roll a chance here. Wild magic is caught up on those torn electrical nets and is only able to be pulled back from the currents 2 squares. 2 hexes, excuse me. The beast, however, you guys see that essentially it's using its Ride the Lightning ability. It seems to be absorbing lightning actively from the storm, giving it perfect maneuverability, and it is going to start moving towards you guys. And it's going to be able to be just touching the storm while going to you, not realizing that you're about to move out of the way. Now it's going to be Tuna.
How does the damage work? Or do I even... I guess I wouldn't even know how the damage works for the storm. Does it just... By ending my turn in it, we take damage?
I would say if you want to give it a quick science check, a physical science check. You can try to suss out what's going on in there. On a 10, I think you would know that, like, if you're in it, you're just going to be taking damage. Additionally, while you're in it, you're going to make piloting checks, or you're going to start taking penalties to things like speed and handling.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not in the vacuum. I know this is, like, on the space map, but, like, we're in atmosphere right now, so this is causing a huge problem.
Yeah, so, like, problem is I don't have a huge amount. I don't think we're going to be able to get a missile on him this turn. Unless I want to do a flip and burn, which is going to be a nightmare in Atmo in a storm.
Do it. Flip and burn through the tornado. The tornado that's large enough that's coming up from the planet's core.
Okay. What I am going to do. All right, I'm gonna edge around. Hold on to your butts, everybody. Because I can't turn as quickly enough to avoid the storm unless we're going all the way around the edge of it. Well, maybe.
Oh, and I have to roll to see what his fucking star metal is powering this guy this turn. Okay. You guys do see his horns appear to have a bit more of a kind of bronzy golden tinge to them now. Presumably going to be a different effect than the Anubrix was.
I love this ship. Because the good maneuverability, this thing, I was able to make a complete loop without having to do, and I haven't even used two-thirds of our speed.
Maneuverability is huge in Starship Combat.
Well, and ordinarily this thing would be average. The starting stats for this thing are good, so I'm just like, please and thank you. All right. All right, gunners.
Hammerhead ship, whatever it's based on, is very good.
Yeah. I was just like, all right, boys, light it up.
All right. Oh yeah, gonna get the. All right, so we'll do the missile launcher first, and then we're gonna fire the chain gun turret second.
1 second.
Oh,
right.
interfering.
Ooh. Go for it.
Yes. If you'll allow me, because I'm kind of taking a play from Koss's book, but can I cast Shifting Surge on one of the weapons?
Let me read it.
Or if you want me to specifically, I'll cast it on Scorpio. And
Okay,
then,
so cast on the missile. I would say it's really not the intended use of the spell, it would seem. Let's see if you want to give me a mysticism check. See if you can figure out, like, as Roland, you're figuring out how to channel these, multiple dimensional energies into the ship. It's pretty fucking good. I'll allow it this time. So that means
multi-dimension is what Roland does.
Here's what he's good at. You pull in these strange, like, ethereal, otherworldly energies that surround the fucking rockets getting ready to launch. And we'll say, yeah, that can be a captain action there. All right. Are you using the +1 Scorpio?
Yes.
Eventually, we'll be able to get a computer that we can get more bonuses, but for now, we should have the 2 +1s.
We can
All right,
have a few build points.
Missile away.
Ooh,
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, brutal hit.
Plus the whatever the surge damage at bonus is.
I think it's extra 2d6.
Yep, 2d6.
All right, go ahead and give me 2d6 damage. Let's see.
All right, you wanna roll it?
I can roll it. Yeah, 1 sec. Plus an extra 8, not bad.
That's big money at Starship Combat.
Yeah, another massive explosion as this thing. I mean, we're in atmosphere. You can hear it lets out like a loud, like just angry bellow that seems to be shaking the hull of your ship almost as much as the storm. It's looking pretty bad. I'm blanking on the chain gun damage top of my head, but potentially might be able to finish it off with a turret shot here. All right. So you're gonna use your piloting, right, James?
Yeah.
All right. So, I believe it's gonna be a D20 plus your, I think it's ranks in piloting, not actual piloting total.
Oh.
Let me check. I may be misremembering that. Okay. Okay, the gunnery check 1d20 plus the gunner's base attack bonus or the gunner's ranks in piloting. So the ranks and the gunner's dexterity modifier. And then any other bonuses or not bonuses, penalties.
So
So it'll be
why don't they just say roll pilot?
I don't know. So
Might not get your proficiency bonus, I think is the thing.
oh, because it might not be a class skill though, for some people. I guess. For you, that's gonna be the same check as your regular piloting skill anyway, though I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just click piloting. It should be the same bonus essentially. 15. 15 is gonna just miss as you stitch a line of shots along its side. And
Roll a 3.
oh shoot, I think it should have tried to make an attack on you because it did move before you, and it does have a melee attack. It would have taken a swipe, you guys. I don't think this is gonna do a lot. So, I'll tell you now, the golden version of Tornado now, it's being infused with adamantine particles, which gives it additional damage. Alright, that's going to be a 24 against AC, so I believe that is a hit.
That's a hit. AC's 20.
And it's going to get a little bit of additional damage from the adamantine that it swallowed. That is going to be 16 damage to your, would have been your forward shields at the time.
Okay. I'm glad it didn't have that shield
Within
pierce.
range for melee attacks?
It was.
It
before-
was. It should have moved. The attack order goes in the order that you moved. To prevent situations exactly like what I just messed up, essentially.
Got it.
But that's on me. Alright. Let's go back to the top. Engineering. And it's gonna do its weird bio whale shenanigans.
Yeah, I will divert to the guns again.
Hell yeah. That'll do. And as always, if you guys, just like Roland was doing, if you have any crazy ideas, feel free to throw them out. Starship Combat is flexible. Alright, let's move on to the Helm phase. Do one more thing for the Shard Diver. And also for the captain of the other ship.
Before Shaw rolls, Roland will encourage.
Okay. I believe it's a flat 15 if it's diplomacy. Yeah, that'll do. Almost beat
So
it
I
by
get a-
10.
So I get a +2.
Yes.
Alright, in that case, I will not use the computer. I will save that for the gunners.
Ooh, we love a good smart allocation of resources. Alright, I think it's down. I did my other two things, so the piloting checks determine order. 15. Alright.
+2, so 15.
15. Oh, that actually did just make the difference here. So it's going to be basically same as last time, I think. Or it's going to be Wild Magic, the Beast, and then you. Wild Magic is going to basically still be struggling with those energy sales. They are going to take farther damage, and they're not getting pulled in, but they're kind of spiraling around the outside. This guy's just right on your tail. But now you can try to get away from him.
Okay, is he making an immediate attack?
He is trying. Oh yeah, he is doing a ram, so that would happen, I believe. So hold on, ram would be where my d4s go. And his horns are still adamantine on the random roll, so this is luckily not ignoring shields, but is getting extra damage. That is going to be 9 damage to your front shields.
Alright, so there were 7 remaining on that face, so 2 goes through to the hull.
Still looking good. And now you can move. Now that it did its ram attack.
All right, so he's directly in front of me. I turn after I move, right?
Correct.
So that he gets attacks of opportunity if I move right through his space. I'm trying to
There's a
remember how I do
piloting
this.
a check you can do to go through people's spaces, I believe.
All right, yeah, then I'll do okay, here it is, flyby.
That's the
So
one.
50. All right. Ooh boy. So DC 21. Come on, give me something here.
Good news is even if he does get an attack on you here, he doesn't get to reset his star medal till the top of the round. So it's still not the shield one. Although I guess you already lost shields right there.
Yeah, forward shields are down. Ah, one short.
Ooh, okay, so you can go by him. He is going to go in with those horns again.
Can we use the computers for that?
I have to declare that before I do the roll.
Yeah, he has to declare prior.
Okay.
20 as well. But that doesn't go through. I don't think.
No, it meets it.
Meets it? Okay. So this was not the ram attack. This was the horn attack.
Gotta get better armor on this thing.
That is going to be an additional 8 damage to the ship. As the just golden-looking horns just rake a path through the metal.
Not too bad, but ow.
Now you can continue on your move. Continue on your merry way.
I'm gonna try and do kind of the same thing again, kind of a lazy loop. I'm trying not to do a flip and burn and go into the storm.
Get in that storm. Get in there. All right. Looping around the shard diver. It is still looking pretty bad.
All right, both gunners get a shot.
I'll say we'll flip the order this time. We want to do chain gun and then missile launcher.
All right.
And each of you is getting a +1 because we have both computer slots still. So just straight piloting for James for his shot.
Yep.
Oh, that'll absolutely hit. And the
And then
chain
just roll off the
cannon,
sheet.
6d4 damage.
Yeah, 6d4.
And ones become twos, right?
Yes, the
Yep.
guns are powered up right now.
No need.
Smash the rolls there. All right, there was a chance it could have lived through that, but in a quick series, massive solid shells rip through the shard diver. Lets out one last of those deep, like, and the ship vibrates as it begins to lose altitude and just plummets to the planet's core. So that is done. We are still met
I'm
with
not
the
gonna
problem
let
that the
off-
person is stuck in the storm, though. So this is less like combat rounds of Starship Combat now, and more of a skill issue.
Skill issue.
You would know that the easiest way to get, you would probably need to haul her out of the storm. Looks like she is not making it out by herself.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to just straight up ram into her and just shove her out of the storm with your larger ship. If you made an engineering check, you might be able to snag some of those trailing nets and use those as like a rope to pull her out.
Like,
Or if you have any other solutions. Those are the two main ones, but if you have another one, feel free to suggest.
because this thing's not equipped with any, like, I know you mentioned like a magnetic grapple and stuff like that on the other ship. We don't have anything like that, right?
No, the Wintermorn installed that basically instead of one of their main weapons.
Okay.
That's why they pretty much just had that laser and the ability to move stuff.
Just launch a rocket, hope it knocks her out of the storm.
I mean, it could work if you want to risk it.
I'm leaning towards the net option. Could I assist Refine with an engineering check to see how we can snag them?
Yeah, I would say you could assist her fine. You need to clear a 10.
Because I hate to say it, you have a much better engineering and you've been rolling far better than me.
If the assist roll is one that's an at 20, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Why would you put that out there, Ben?
Because I want it to happen secretly.
Question.
potential
Since
answer.
Since this is kind of still a ship thing, can I
Yes.
encourage them?
Sure. So DC 15 diplomacy to give a +2 on the engineering check. DC 10 engineering from Shaw, so that's a success. We're at a +2 right now. We get another +2 if the assist goes off. Another +2, so we're at 4. So your engineering +4. Oh, baby. Was that a 17 on the dice? Good lord. All right,
Yeah.
so 33. You are most assuredly able to, like, work out a way with your ship the proper angle where you could snag the nets. You are still going to need one last piloting check from Shaw to try to pull it out of the storm. Although, since you went the net method, the DC is a lot lower than it could have been.
Okay.
Would-
Can I? Go ahead.
Would you be opposed to me hopping in the pilot seat for the check, or
Is your skill higher than mine or not?
I got a 12?
Good grief. All right. Yeah, we can trade out.
Up
What's
to
up?
you guys.
I mean, just minimize the chance that we, because like the storm will eventually kill her, right?
Yeah.
We
Eventually,
gotta
yeah.
be quick. Yeah.
You can also roll to assist as well, Refine. Or, not Refine. Fuck, James.
I mean, we could
Oh,
swap
no.
out. Yeah, we can do that.
You want to roll for an assist?
Whew.
Watch me roll lower now.
Yeah, the fucking pressure's on. Okay. I was gonna say the pressure's on the newcomer to the crew. Jesus. Alright. I think the pair of you working together there find the best track through the storm. You are gonna have to take a little bit of damage to the ship's actual body. 2 damage, because I rolled minimum on the dice. And you do pull the wild magic out of the storm. All right. As she's pulled out, you can hear Yatraxo just like cheering you guys on over the comms. Just like, I thought I was gonna imminent destruction right there. Whew, yeehaw. That was something I've never done before. And now I'm mighty thankful for the rescue, but without a run of star medals, I don't have any cargo for your job and no credits to pay you with. Do you think maybe you could use my old nets and we could turn your tuna into a proper storm running vessel?
So Shaw looks over. Well, I'd be down to try.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna say with how much you guys smashed the engineering check earlier, you are able to effectively attach the energy nets to your ship. There are gonna be a couple steps to this. The first is you guys need to scan the storm to see if you can find any valuable minerals. That would be a computers check. If you fail, you can still keep going, though you'll just start taking damage if you fail because you will have gone to the wrong zone.
Okay. Ben,
Yes.
can SB assist me with that computer's check?
I think so. I think the frickin' mechanics robot can assist them, I believe.
Wonderful. So that's a computers from SB and then a computers from me?
Yes. So if they succeed, it'll be frickin'... Yeah, if the drone succeeds, we get a +2. Sorry, lost my train of thought there.
And just to check, no one has higher computers than me, do they?
I don't think so.
Does anyone have higher than a +12 in computers?
Very much no
Definitely,
here.
definitely not.
Okay. So we'll start with SB and then we'll go to me.
The crew was struggling with computers before you got here.
Alright, well SB's up now.
You gotta stop. What the fuck?
And then
I
I rolled-
can't even look away for 10 seconds for fear of fucking Refine and her robot jumping in at 20s.
Okay, I got much lower though, so
You still got an unnatural 20. Okay. That is absolutely a success. On that success, you guys find that there is a relatively rich vein of star metal. Say vein, but chunk of the atmosphere basically in this gas giant. There's a high chance that you'll be able to catch chunks of abyssium, no-qual, Sikatite, and even orichalcum, which is the rarest of star
You-
metals.
put this into chat.
Yes. They all have. I don't remember if they all. I know they all have. You probably remember all their different abilities from your stuff, DJ, with like the no-qual and whatnot. But they all do different things.
I don't remember them word for word, but one's like heat resistance, one's like it'll give extra damage. The Sikatite is cold or heat resistant.
That's
The
what
no qual
No-qual's damage.
is damage. The orichalcum, I want to say, is damage resistance. I'm not sure about that.
I know in the lore it fucks with time, but I don't know how that would translate. Like in the lore, they
I might be
always
mixing it up
theorize
with
that
something else.
you can make a car basically out of orichalcum, and would that go? Could you bend time with it? Okay, now that we've found the vein of those
Our flux
minerals,
capacitor.
yeah. No-qual I think is my favorite aesthetically in Paizo. It's like it looks like it's supposed to look like green crystal, almost like quartz. But when you heat it, it has the same malleability and properties of iron. But that is going to be a piloting check to bring the nets through the section of space.
Alright.
I would say just switch off. You do the last one, pulling her out. Shaw, if you want to do the piloting, and James assist this time. Not a super hard DC because you got the nets on good. And basically same thing as before. If you fail by enough, you'll probably take damage. Because storm running's a dangerous business. Shaw?
'Cause I thought James was going to do an assist roll.
Oh, yeah. James, you want to do the assist first?
Oh, sorry for. I thought you were doing.
I have to do a piloting check.
Either order first. We'll do James' piloting assist roll and then Shaw's piloting.
All right.
Definitely an assist. All right. That is a smashing success. At this point, the computer consoles are lighting up. You clearly have a wide variety of minerals captured in the net. One thing is now, you guys are going to have to go to the cargo hold, and someone needs to make an athletics check to haul this all in.
Couldn't be in acrobatics.
If you can describe to me how acrobatics would haul in the heavy net, perhaps.
Look, it's all right. I'm pretty good with athletics. I can do it.
Just doing backflips and shit, trying to pull it backwards.
Can I use my psychokinetic hand to help him?
Yeah, I'll say if you're gonna burn a psychokinetic hand there, throw that in. We'll say that's a +2. That'll do. The
21.
DC was 20, so good call on that psychokinetic hand. Pulling this one in, I think you guys, essentially you start to get the art of storm running. You guys are soaring through the purple skies of Vesk 5, catching chunks of radioactive blue-green abyssium, green crystal no-qual, coppery orichalcum, all these wild matter elements of star metal that are drifting up from the planet's core. As you haul this in, you're gonna be radioed from Yatraxo again. It's just like, listen, I want to thank you all again. I think you're gonna have to tow me in. If you could tow me back to Kwarsk, I could get my ship repaired, and I think I got a buyer lined up for the cargo that you're going to be transporting, the star metal. We can't sell anywhere in the Veskarium. I can't stress that enough, Yatraxo says. What we just did breaks, let me calculate, probably several dozen laws and ordinances. Supposedly for our own safety, of course, but we know what's really going on, don't we? Veskarium wants to keep all this sweet loot for themselves. Anyhow, I got a buyer all lined up for you at Vardicane Bazaar on Marixa. The name's Lindell. He'll take care of you, and you can send me my cut.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. How much you want?
She's like, well, normally I like to ask for 30% of the cut, because I'm usually the one doing all this, but I'd be happy with 20. Considering I'd be dead and wouldn't spend them anyway, if you hadn't come by.
I think that's reasonable. What do you think?
More than reasonable.
She kind of like does like a little 2-finger salute, and you see from the video her face gets farther away, and you realize that she's just like kicked her boots up on the console, just like waiting for you guys to tow her.
All right.
Did she need to turn the console off, or?
I think eventually she does. I think you just see like she's just like basically just chilling. You see she takes out a comm pad and starts playing games, and then she's like, "Oh, I'll call you guys back."
All right. So what do we need to do to give her a tow?
At this point, that can be abstract. You guys are able to tow her easily enough
Okay.
now that you're out of the storm. And you guys are gonna get some XP here. So there's gonna be, hold on, you're gonna get XP for the Shard Diver, and then you will get additional XP, essentially for rescuing her and then also doing a successful storm run. Then the Shard Diver. Everyone's gonna get 360 XP. Oh, and then if someone wants to put the total in chat, James, you're just gonna start at the same XP value as them, so you don't have to think about multiple values.
Yep. Does that include the fight from earlier, or did you already give him XP for that?
I think I gave you guys the XP for the two guys, didn't I?
I think so. Yeah. I thought you did. Did you not?
I might not. I know I gave you XP for completing the starship fight before that. I don't know if I, in the new companion joining, I might have skipped that one. So hold on. So you would have gotten, you guys all just got 360 from the stuff that just happened. Let me go back and check on the ones you took out. You guys got 2 adamantine talons. Another 300 on top of that.
I'm showing 95.45.
Refine, was your 885 before the 2 sets of XP we just gave?
It was after the 360, but not after the one from the fight with the 2 dudes.
Weird. How to get the extra?
100. So refines would be. Hold on.
91.85.
8885 plus. And what number did you have?
I had 95.45. I think there was a mix up there somewhere.
45. So that would have been a 440 point difference.
I must have misentered something.
I'm just going back to see if there would have been an XP value from one of those fights that like was 440, or like approximately that.
Well, the thing is, when I was about to, before I put it in the 360, I was at 8825. I'm not sure. I think there must have been a mix up there somewhere.
Okay,
I'll go
90, the 9185 then for now. I think
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't remember the next level up you guys have.
At the start of today, we were at 8285 or 8225.
The numbers we get
Okay.
that it should be 9185. Then I'm pretty sure then if that was the initial value.
Okay. Then I make
Which means
something up there.
you guys are extremely close to that 5th level now. 10k is the one you're looking for.
Yep.
All right. So you guys are towing her on back here. Let me scroll back down to where we were. All right. You guys are able to drop her off. You get that stuff squared away, and you're able to head toward the Marixa Republic. If
Were we able to get our hole patched?
Yeah. I think it's I don't think you have to pay for your ship to regain health.
Okay.
Can you put all the information for where we're going in chat?
I was about to say if you guys want to make a culture check.
No, I just mean like how you spell it, what the name of the person is, and what the name
Oh,
of the
okay. Hold on. Yeah. I'll put that in.
Sorry, I type pretty detailed notes.
So
of
you're going
names.
to Marixa Republic. And you are going on. Once you get there, you're going to the Vartikam Bazaar, and you're looking for a man named Lindel, which is Lindol.
One. Thank you.
No, you're good. But if you guys want to make a culture check on these names that I put in chat. It's an unfortunate roll from our +9 culture guy. Damn, alright, 16 with the -1. Weirdly, 16 is the DC to get the additional info. So a lot of people barely making that 16 vibe there. So the first thing is that the Marixa Republic, it is indeed a planet that many know as the Jewel of Unity. Shining blue marble, vast oceans, lush continents. Before you get too excited, Scorpio, it's not like a water planet. There's are big oceans. For what you're looking for.
Fair enough.
As I was saying, I was like, oh wait, no, this is gonna get the wrong vibe. Pretty temperate world, diverse array of species. Seems to honestly be on the surface a pretty like free and prosperous world. On those checks that exceeded 16, the ones who passed over 16, you would know that while there is a certain amount of truth to that, when it comes to the Vartikam Bazaar, this is like an ancient marketplace that, if stories are to be believed, dates back to sometime during the Gap is when this marketplace was established. And you would also know that it is supposedly home to a vast tunnel network used to smuggle illegal goods out of and under the market. As you guys start to walk through, don't bring us back to just the solar system page. We don't need to be on the lightning page anymore. As you guys begin to walk through the marketplace, you see that a lot of the stores are shuttered or entirely permanently closed, even, especially those that you would know import from the Veskarium itself. If anyone wants to know more, I'd say give me a diplomacy check as you see a couple locals that you could ask. I don't even know that SB can speak, so I don't know if SB's doing diplomacy. Shaw is the only one that passed that actually on a 17.
Amazingly.
Shaw, you are able to talk with some of the local merchants, at least the ones that are left. And from the sound of things, Marixa law enforcement conducted a mass shakedown of the bazaar, and they arrested anyone who imports or exports anything to Vesk 5, while offering little to no explanation as to why. On the 17, you also hear that there are rumors of a mysterious official supposedly representing the Veskarium having ordered this crackdown, citing increased storm running as, quote, detrimental to the Republic's relationship with the Veskarium. But a lot of the locals seem not to entirely believe this, and suspect that a lot of these arrests may have just been fronts to capture specific targets.
Did that include our contact for the buy?
Potentially, as you approach Lindell and Sundries, which is the Lindell Sifskoda's, market stall, you see that it is closed and empty. You think you would either need to make some sort of survival check to investigate here, or like a diplomacy or an intimidate check even to get that information out of some of the locals, but it is very evident that Lindell is not currently here. But the method of attaining the information I'll leave up to you guys.
Better. Shaw rubs his temple a little bit. I'm just like, just once. Can our buyer just be like, please, here, we'll buy your stuff off you. Good to go. And he'll make a survival check.
Hell yeah.
Because this keeps happening to us. Our buyers keep getting swept out from under us.
It's certainly a theme. I will admit.
All right, there's my rolls.
God damn. Okay. You are absolutely gonna be able to find some evidence here. First of all, searching through here and seeing just the way that the room is laid out, what amenities there are to work with, you would definitely know that Lindell is a Dramata, which I'm gonna put a Dramata on the solar system map because I love them so much. This is a Dramata. Just truly an outstanding species. Bipedal mammalian species, about 5 feet tall on average. They have hooved toes, I guess. And those are some of the things you use in your tracking. Following on a nat 20 on like the most minute traces, Shaw, you see like a slight broken branch here, a few bits of evidence of his footprints elsewhere, a scuff that you would assume might come off like the leather of his suit, and you find yourself at a different building nearby. This building and business is known as Body Begone. Ostensibly, a service devoted to the quick cleanup of unattended corpses. What do you do as you see this rather strange building here?
In my line of work, have I ever heard of them before?
Actually, give me a culture check with your bounty hunter bonus.
Do I have what's the bonus for it?
I think it's +2 or +4. Oh, sorry, it reduces the DC, I think. Yeah, it reduces the DC by 5. Okay, yeah, so it's a different DC, but you still go for it.
I pull out my freaking flyer card.
God, yeah, I mean, reducing it by 5, so effectively that's like a 32. Yeah, that'll do.
2 more, and I get a free ice cream or something.
I think you would, honestly, you might have been here before. This Body Begone is absolutely a front, primarily for smugglers and bounty hunters to meet with clients. I think probably a lot of the ones coming through here are perhaps a little bit less reputable than you, but you've certainly been through here before, or at least somewhere very similar, and would have heard of Body Begone.
Oh, so like, they're a front, but they're acting as a body cleanup service?
Yeah, like, they still do their job and probably clean up bodies from time to time, but really it's a building where they are just, like, providing facilities for smugglers and bounty hunters to, like, meet with clients on the down low. With that high of a roll, you would also know that there are, like, boarding rooms here. You can pay to stay, albeit at a fairly steep rate. Certainly not wouldn't be anyone's first choice.
Is it at least safe to stay there?
Yes, you are paying a steep rate, but you're getting a lot of protection from those who run Body Be Gone, who they themselves are very proficient, like ex-smugglers, who have like amassed enough of a fortune to have like good weaponry, some security bots, things like that.
I walk in the door. Everyone turns to say hi.
They do like the no. Yeah, I think you get some nods, usually recognition immediately. The bartender, who's in the middle of looking very confused as he's trying to get like 4 different cocktails down for species that all have different shaped mouths. But he gives you like a knowing nod as you enter. I mean, you don't immediately see any domatas around here, but Shaw, you're very sure this is where the trail led. He's probably somewhere in here. What's your guys' move as you head into this, the hive of scum and villainy?
Well, perhaps we start out. We ask around. Talk if you have. As we talk to the bartender.
Hey, John.
Hey, what's up? He kind of looks at the group behind you. He's like, "Are you James? You running with a crew now? I feel like I usually just see you in here by yourself."
Yeah, well, our interests align at the moment.
Oh,
I'm also
nice.
just using them to lure in Vex to shoot.
Fair enough. It's been a couple cycles on the calendar, but at least glad to see you're not dead. Listen, do you and your friends need a drink or anything?
Sure. I'll get the usual.
He starts pouring some drinks. He probably gets we'll say like a bottle of like a very specific, like a beer that's like brewed on this planet specifically. As he sets them out, he kind of looks over, I think probably specifically at first at Scorpio and Shaw, just these two like hulking Vesks out here, and he's like, "So, you all look like you're a little far from the Veskarium. How can I help you?"
Well, you're offering to make drinks. Let me take a margarita, extra salt.
You see he was like reaching for like these like very like strong spirits, a lot of the Veskarian military favors, and like stops and goes back to the other side of the bar. You're like, "Oh, all right."
Scorpio will raise an eyebrow and be like, is there a problem?
No, it's fine. I just little nonplussed. It's fine. That's not usually what I find. You know what? I'm making assumptions. That's on me. Old dogs can learn new tricks. Here's a margarita.
Shaw chuckles real quick. Eoxian double depth charge, please.
Such a good name for an Eoxian drink. He nods and goes back to like an Eoxian vintage alcohol that has like a big old skull and fucking crossbones on the front, and starts to set that up. And as he's starting shake up, make these various drinks, passing out bottles. So, are you all here looking to stay? Are you looking for work? Are you clients? Usually, I would think you're looking for work, James, but this is a bit of a different layout than you usually come in here with. Kind of just like raises an eyebrow, you guys.
So we have a business proposition for a fellow we think may have come by here. Looking for Lindell.
And what business would you have with Lindell?
Got the gains. So privately, given the situation, I guess I wouldn't really know. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here for a second, out of character.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm just saying. We've been told that he may.
We're wondering if he wants to buy a boat, and I just wink at him.
We wink at him. He's like, listen, I'm sure I could get a hold of Lindell for you all, but you all aren't running at the moment anyway. You're not running with the government's dogs out there, the ones that
Very
did the
much.
shakedown.
Very much no.
We are definitely not trying to kill Lyndall.
He's like, I didn't even mention killing, but all right. It's a little concerning. I would say, if you guys want to make like a diplomacy check, whoever wants to, if you want to throw that out, Roland. Persuading them that indeed Refine is correct. You're not here to kill the man.
Yeah, but I don't know if this really applies here, but just in case,
Okay.
I have expert negotiator.
I think that would be more that. I mean, he might that would be very good for affecting the attitude of presumably Lyndall if you're trying to negotiate with him for these star medals. He's like, all right. I'll give Lyndall a call on the room's intercom. See if he'll come meet you lot out here in the main area. What should I tell him? Y'all looking for? You're doing business with him?
Yeah, we have a load of goods that he may be interested in. We come, and I'll drop. Oh goodness, what's her name? Eutraxa, thank you. I'll just say, come on business of Eutraxa.
He kind of nods, knowing like one of the best storm runners I've ever seen. All right, I'll get him up here.
Well, now he knows what we're selling.
He you see like has like kind of a keypad back at the bar. Hear like a little whispered message. It's probably just kind of paging this dude's room. A couple minutes later, you guys do see Lyndall come out of the back. He's kind of like looking side to side, little nervous, clearly. And as he looks over, bartender kind of like, probably gestures a thumb toward wherever you guys decide to sit. I assume you're probably not dealing star metal at the bar.
Probably not.
He comes over and sits down, and I don't think any like sense move or anything necessary at first. He looks, perhaps if not hostile, certainly not super engaged with you guys, not friendly or helpful or anything like that. He kind of wipes his nose, the end of his long snout. And he's like, "Hey, you all are, you're the ones that Eutraxo's sending?"
Indeed.
Well, yeah. Look, did you bring what she was offering? You got the, you look at her and you got the star medals?
We do indeed. Just need to set up for delivery, and we can make the arrangements straight away.
Kind of like turns his head towards you sharply, looks you up and down. He's like, and how do I know I can trust you all?
Shaw kind of looks over at Roland for that one.
His head kind of like jerks around, looks at you, Roland. Very, very sharp movements here.
And this is when expert negotiator will kick off.
I was about to say, you asked at a very opportune time. This is absolutely the situation for it.
Yeah, and just to add to it, he's gonna cast Charming Veneer and just like the biggest happy to help, weird, trustworthy smiles.
Roland is the best customer service voice of the crew.
Yes, very much customer service.
Hell yeah! Give me a diplomacy check with that. That is a success. It's
okay.
Is that with charming? Yeah, sorry. I was thinking it was a 20, which is why it was a success. I just wanted to clarify. 19 wouldn't have been. So that was a good call with charming veneer. That was actually an insanely good time for that ability, because the amount of BP that he's offering you guys is directly related to which of those categories he's at, like unfriendly, indifferent, friendly. So very good time for that ability to come into play here. He kind of sniffs against the rubber there. He's, well, I guess Eutraxo wouldn't have sent an incompetent crew. All right. Look, you just show me how much star metal you got. I'll make you an offer. He kind of just like looks at your data pads expectantly, like presuming you brought like a tally of what you had.
All right, I'll excuse me. Yeah, I can toss over the manifest, or not? Yeah, not the manifest. We wouldn't keep an official. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A ledger of all the legal contraband we have.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, but I would just, yeah, I would
Send them the wrong file. Get all your shit in there.
Yeah, just show them what we have.
With that 20 and the also additional abilities from an expert negotiator, he's like, I got that's not a bad haul for a day's work. I could give you 10 BP for the lot. What do you
Would we
think?
know if this is a fair value or?
I would say maybe give me like a culture check, see what that this metal is valued at in near space.
Any of us or just me?
Anybody, say if anyone, you know, you all heard the offer. Shaw's like, damn, he's giving us more than we need.
How many nat ones is that this session?
That is the 6th, I believe.
Oh my god.
Is that every session or is it just this one?
It's been like
My
the last
dice
like
are-
2 or 3, I feel like.
My dice are generally speaking pretty cursed, but tonight's extra special.
Yeah, this has been, you're witnessing a whole new level of cursed right now. You missed the freaking Refine's been getting a few nat 20s this time, James, but like I think that was the first session you were in. You got like what, like 6 of them or something?
4 in a row, and I think 8.
Oh yeah, that's
total.
where you got 4 in a row, which is ridiculous odds. Truly wild. But
Shaw's just immediately thinking about what he can buy for the ship to upgrade the ship with 10 VP.
I think a lot of you guys you don't know super. You're like, oh, I'm not really versed on like what these metals values are. James, you probably have been, you know, paid occasionally in valuable metals instead of credits. I think you would think 10 is pretty fair. Roland, I think on a 23, you would know that there's potential for this to be worth up to 15 BP instead of 10. I think as that negotiator, though, you would know that, like, you could try to convince him to up it one more time, but he looks a bit jumpy. There might be a risk that he won't give you the 10 BP if you try to force him up to 15.
Sorry, can you say the number one more time? Up to what?
To 15, 1-5.
Oh, 15. Okay. So, at that point, as Roland, like, does the math in his head, his customer service smile doesn't reach his eyes anymore. So it's like his eyes look kind of
Woof.
in negotiator mode. And he like leans back and crosses his arms. Make it 12.
Ooh, alright, right in the middle. Honestly, give me one more diplomacy check. Easier DC than if you'd gone for the full 15.
And because I didn't drop the smile completely, charming is still up.
Yeah, I was thinking you probably still had charming veneer up. 18. Alright, fine. 12 of them, alright? 12 BP. Look,
And Roland offers a hand. I think we can work with it.
he looks at it, kind of narrows his eyes, and doesn't even like shake it. Like he's like grabs it and it's like one firm shake up and down. Then let's go. He's like, look, I'll meet you at your hangar in let's call it 2 hours. I'll have help, cargo truck, and your money.
Much obliged.
He abruptly stands up from the table and goes to go back to his room.
Can I leave Espy behind to try and discreetly follow him to see if he's like trying to double cross us?
Ooh, okay. Give me a stealth check from SB. And then how long are you willing to do this for? Like, are you trying to give him just a quick, like, walk him out of the room and see where he's going? Or stick with him for a bit?
Probably stick with him for a tiny bit, but not very long.
Okay. Let's see what his bonus is. You see he goes back to his room. Briefly he makes a call, very quick, very like no information that might be listened in on, but just, you know, all right, bring the truck over this street. See you there in a few minutes. Yeah, all right, okay. Hangs up. He begins to leave Body Be Gone via a back entrance from the habitation rooms. As you follow him for, you know, a little bit, you know, he goes to that street. He is waiting for his friends and the truck. You see a few men in what looks like silver uniforms coming up to him. I'm gonna say give me a perception check, because you are out in public now. There's a lot of backup noise around here.
Okay. And of course the camera's on, probably recording when they come up to him.
Yeah.
So should I do that from my perception or from SB's or both?
I think if you guys are watching the footage while he's doing this, it'd be from your perception.
Okay. Not great.
I don't think you're getting a clear enough image of it. You can see that they, well, first of all, they both are wearing shock batons hanging from their hips. And they both very clearly have some sort of writing or lettering on like the left breast of their uniform. It's not clear enough to read right now. You think maybe if you like go back and analyze the footage later, maybe get a clearer shot of it.
Okay.
But you do see that one of them very, very quickly takes that shock baton, jabs it like up under the armpit of Lyndall. You see he stiffens as electricity goes through him, and his head lolls as he goes unconscious. The two men put one arm each on their shoulders as they walk him away with his feet dragging.
Okay. I am going to report this to I don't who's in charge of our ship. I'm still not sure.
I think it's kind of a group command structure, really.
Okay, then I will just report it
Unless
to
anyone
everyone.
want to say anything different. I will say give me one more check before you're done with that footage. I'm gonna say, as you're watching this happen, give me a sense motive check.
Oh, I'm really bad at this. Okay.
It makes sense. That's usually not Android's forte. Well, fuck me.
I have a -1 to
What is going on? I'm getting punked here. Despite your, you know, somewhat lack of social graces and, you know, reading crowds of different people, this is a very cosmopolitan area, lots of different species. It does occur to you, no one's like upset about this, and they move out of the way to just let these people carry the man away.
Okay.
But as you said, you inform the others of this information.
Yeah.
I think I was already thinking that this deal was probably going to go sour, but I thought it was going to be a double cross, not. This guy's
They've already been double crossed a bunch. This time it's not a double cross. Oh,
No,
the
it's just
bad
a
luck
setup.
crew. I would say as you're reviewing the footage, anyone else wants to like, I'd allow you guys to make perception checks. You want to try, like, you know, you're examining the screen. You're like, what the fuck does that say? Ooh, now we're getting up there. Okay. James, and Scorpio, You two see that it is 3 letters, dots in between, clearly an acronym here. It is labeled as TRC. If you want to make a computers check or a culture check to kind of use the local infosphere to try to look that up, you can.
You said what checks to look it up?
Either computers or culture. All right, Refine and Shaw, you guys kind of all, like, take out devices, try to, like, work together to get this information. Shaw and Refine, you guys come to the conclusion that TRC stands for Tranquility Rehabilitation Center. That is a Meraxa prison. Knowing that, some parts of an arrest are public here, you would know that you'd be able to see, like, oh, Citizen Lyndall, blanket on his last name right now, Lyndall Sivskoda has been arrested, but if you guys want, you could try to make a computers check and see if you can maybe get by some of the local bureaucratic firewalls to get some more details on that. James just fucking barely with that. It was a DC 21 to get that. With that 21, it seems that Lyndall's arrest record states that Meraxa Republic Law, specifically officers from the TRC, picked him up, but he was then transferred to Calm 93 by order of a Veskarium official known as Renovaya. Calm 93 being a proper noun. Do you guys on those checks as well would know that Tranquility is like a state-of-the-art prison complex, but it is comprised of hundreds of isolated facilities known as calms, each built on an artificial island. There's a giant hexagonal wall patrolled by drones, AA weaponry on certain battlements surrounding this region of isolated islands. So he was transferred to specifically Calm 93 as one of those hundreds of islands. Each island usually houses at max about 16 prisoners. You would know that the name is not, like, Tranquility Rehabilitation Center is not like a unfortunate name or them being kind of ironic. They really are trying to rehabilitate these people, and the small group setting is to make it feel more like a community for them to recover in, rather than just like a prison industrial complex type of thing. However, you would know that this is a place dedicated to healing. Nothing exists like this in the Veskarium, really. And it's very odd that a Veskarium officer would be directing where a prisoner's going in the calms. Extremely odd.
Do we have any reason to believe that they're here for us as well, or is it just for him?
I don't know that you would be able to make a check that would give you a clear answer on that. It's a possibility.
I mean, either way,
I will say they
fire.
did catch him pretty quickly when he left the building, and if they knew he was there, and we're trying to get you guys. I mean, they didn't like you didn't see a squad of Vesk soldiers fucking rush in the building, or even local police forces.
Are they still here, or are they leaving?
I mean, the prison is on this planet. They're still like in this area.
Right, but are they close by the building, or have they already started leaving?
They've already like left at this point.
Okay. Well, looks like our buyer got nabbed. I guess we leave.
Oh.
I don't know. What do you guys
Still got a cargo hold full of illegal star metal. We either need to find another buyer, or we're out of luck.
Yeah, not to mention the longer we're carrying this stuff, the more likely it is someone's going to catch on to what we got.
Right. Maybe we send a message to what's her face.
Oh,
The pilot, yeah.
The Stormrunner?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could if you want. You can send it to Atraxa.
Yeah, we
I'll
could do
just-
that.
Send her a message saying, how do we phrase this? Like, because like I imagine they can intercept our messages if they wanted to.
I mean, yeah, you know that technology like exists. It's definitely a possibility. You guys don't exactly have like military grade encrypted comms or anything.
Can we try and use the comm that we pulled off of that dude to do it without them intercepting?
Oh, interesting. I would say, with either an engineering or a computers check, you could try to use that comm, to go to one of your contacts rather than wherever it was relaying to.
Alright.
I was gonna just suggest we word it differently so it doesn't like implicate us.
Terrible.
Good lawyer speak. You think, yeah, with a 16, you might have to rely on what James is saying. Like, maybe just be a little
Okay.
cryptic.
Got it.
I'm gonna put the figuring out the comm as another task for later along with Charity.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna send her a message saying, "Hey, honey, they didn't have the bread we wanted. Do you know where we can find somewhere else?"
She is okay. There's a slight lag and delay because you guys are on a different spot. So it'd probably be
Better
like an hour or two till she got a message back because you're like not in the Veskarium right now. You're like just outside of the Veskarium. But is there anything you're doing while you're waiting for that message to come back? Because it would take a couple hours presumably. I'd say if you wanted to, you guys could make another check to browse the infosphere, see if you can learn more about Tranquility Rehab Center.
Yeah, I'm doing that, and also keeping an eye on my messages for anything from Dizzy or Shotzi.
Right.
I was gonna say I was gonna go to Scorpio and say, do you think your sister might know why they're so invested in the rehabilitation center?
Yeah, that might be an interesting thing. And let's see here. I'll work on typing out a message for her.
Okay. You start. Yeah, you have that idea. You start texting your sister about it.
And then I also want to ask Scorpio, is Shaw your friend?
Starting stuff. What's going on?
Well, I'd say so. Why?
Okay.
Why do you ask?
I was just curious. In that case, I'm going to go to Shaw and tell him, I wish you luck in your romantic endeavors.
Shaw looks.
I had no idea what you were doing.
Shaw looked up. I'm like, I am deeply confused, but thank you.
Well, Scorpio said you were having some trouble.
Shaw looks
That's
absolutely.
a really good callback.
Shaw looks extremely bewildered at that point.
Oh my god. Incredible.
He's at this point, both he and I are kind of at loss for words right now.
uh,
Let's address that for later.
I will say on a 12 that it's an easy success because this is publicly available information. This is just kind of like details about the facility for people who like might have loved ones or people they know incarcerated. But it has lots of things like prisoners, paint the walls of their columns with murals. Everything from the paint color to individual room design is intended to minimize psychological pressures and conflicts. There are AI consoles at the facility that provide counseling, like advice on life skills, self-improvement, routines to increase mental physical fitness. Inmates are allowed to like cook their own meals if they want or do their own laundry. They could also choose to have drones do those things for them. You'd also know that Tranquility does have open visitation 24 hours a day, which requires neither supervision nor observation once you pass through the checkpoint. So in theory, it should be easy to get to him and talk to him if you needed to. While you're thinking on that, we'll say a little bit passes. Scorpio, enough time passes. Honestly, Scorpio kind of unclear is like maybe she's nearby and just not answering right away, or maybe this is a delayed thing because she's farther away. I think she sends you a message back. Maybe attitudes are shifting. Maybe something else is going on. She's a little bit more direct than she was last time. She says, TRC is a legit facility. We don't talk about it, but we had a couple of our men go there after some things went wrong, and it seemed good. I have heard rumors, however, that one of the calms has been infiltrated. It might be a base for certain paramilitary group. I think you see a couple more dots after that, like she's thinking of saying something else. Maybe something nice, maybe something mean, but she leaves it at that in the end.
All right, so I'll show the others the message and say like, yeah, so seems like our buddies that tried to get us last time might be infiltrated this place.
Interesting.
Good to know.
And while you're processing, thinking about that as well, James, you're gonna get a message back from Yatraxo. Such a secretive message the way you phrased it.
I mean, honestly, anyone reads that, they're not going to think they're talking about contraband.
Yeah, she's like,
Sending the message across massive distances.
I mean, it can still be intercepted.
not
That's
sure.
my worry of like,
I think she's like, not sure if the bread I want is in a lot of other places. I heard stores are having a hard time getting stuff down there. Is there any way possible you'd be able to get it from that first vendor? That's my favorite kind.
I'll see what I can do. Kissy face, kissy face.
I love that in like some like, Vescarium watchdog is like reading through these texts and it's just like, these guys, I think they're flirting or something. Whatever. Next message. So next on screen. She's like, I think she would send you at least one more back. Again, this is like a little bit of, obviously a gap between all these messages. You guys presumably are taking the rest of the day to plan stuff out. I think she would at least respond one more time, James, where she's like, if it can't happen, that's unfortunate. But worst comes to worst, maybe you could just come back and we could hang out.
All right. Well, might have to mount a rescue effort for this. The picture of the creature on screen, is that what he looks like? Or
Which one? Oh, this guy?
yeah.
Yeah, that's your man right there. The one who's gonna buy your materials.
Scooby-Doo looking alien.
Yeah, it looks like Scooby-Doo.
And you say that this rehabilitation center might be a front for the Vasiaskals we're hunting anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems like it might be.
Potentially
Oh.
not the whole thing. It sounds like at least maybe one of the calms, because there's a lot of the like calm islands within the TRC.
Well,
Well,
if the adamants
maybe-
failed, oh, good.
maybe find out where it is and then storm in.
Possible.
Also, Scorpio, remember to thank your sister for us. We appreciate all the help she's been. She's been very consistently helpful.
All of a sudden, you see him flip away from the barrage of suggestive emojis he got from Dizzy. It's just like, oh, right.
Huh? What? I think like as he says like, I'm gonna say you're like, oh yeah, for sure. As Scorpio, as you put your like data pad down on the table, it lights up again. And everyone like can see a message preview that's just like, from Dizzy, and it's like, thanks again for the save. That was pretty heroic of you, and does have like a kissy face at the end. Snatch that shit off the table.
It's like, just quickly swipe over to the one from Shotzi.
It's like, all business.
Is he?
Wild. All right. I'd say that's
Dizzy,
probably-
who's...
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's like, I guess if you ask about Dizzy, it's like, Dizzy, he's a friend? He sounding very uncertain.
Here, I can
He
show
is
you
a
guys. Because they did calm you on the way out when you saved them. So this is like a shot of. You wouldn't see this perfectly because this is like from their camera perspective in the world, but this was like the shot of them on the bridge while you guys were talking.
And which one's Dizzy?
The
dragon.
dragon-looking dude.
Yeah, the dragon guy.
Then we
I
got
don't know if you. Oh, I guess if you're into bat dragons.
I was
Ah.
this picture is so at odds with fucking Dizzy's actual art. Like the crew picture, he's like posing. He's like, dramatic dragon in the distance. And then his fucking like actual shirt, he's like, I got a shirt with a cake on it. What are we fixing today, boys?
Yeah, and the other one he looks cool and brooding, and this one he just looks like a dork.
It's just very different energies in his two pictures.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else's art, like everyone else in that crew's like individual art, very on brand for what you're seeing. Like this is the pilot Jinx's art compared to the one in the group photo. Very on brand. And then Dizzy's just like, hey, what's up? All right. I think that's probably a pretty good stop. Well, yeah, we're about at time anyway. That's a good pausing point.
He is still playing Scorpio like a 2-credit banjo.
Well, that's why he said he wanted to actually talk with Dizzy at some point to sort of like sort out everything.
For sure.
Is Dizzy overly amorous with you?
Well, it's kind of a strange, like, there's been flirting. The first time they met, Dizzy was flirting with them, or was flirting specifically with Scorpio and talking with, I think, Shaw, you were next to him as well.
Mhm.
And they were distracting you guys so that their captain could go, like, steal a job out from under the crew. But then it seemed like he was like, yeah, it was a distraction, but he was like still having fun with it.
And it's also kind of a awkward thing for him, other than just Scorpio being a big himbo, is that there's another backstory thing going on with someone he's kind of interested in and trying to find.
Yeah. Enamored with this other person as Dizzy appears on the scene. All right, so we'll come back next week. We'll figure out what are we gonna do about Tranquility and Calm 93.
Alrighty.
Hopefully getting paid. All right. I shall see you guys next week. Excellent game, and hopefully you can break into a rehabilitation center next time.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Have a good night.